Welcome back to the show, everybody. I hope you are in for another fun one because I know that I am. As always, we have a lot to cover this episode, so I will not hold you too much longer. Let's get into some tunes and get into it. This is Lost Ox Media. We got a lot of good jamokes to cover this episode. Got a little bit of Legion of Skanks. We're going to be practically spreading a rumor with this time code that I got from Legion of Skanks. It's a short one, but it's a big one. I'm telling you. Then we're going to be keeping up with Ethan Klein and his lawsuits. We got a couple changes, a couple jokes, one minor vacation. I'll get into it all with a little light week segment for you guys. That's the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment.
I'd be a pedophile for $20 million.
For those of you who do not know, we have Fancy Chef. We have caller voicemails from the listeners. That's you guys. We always give it up for you guys, of course. You know, we love it when you guys leave your voicemails. We have all that and more on this episode of Lost Ox Media. I hope you guys are ready for a fun one. Alright, so I got this time clip right here. This thing nice and queued up, right? It's Legion of Skanks right here we got. These Legion of Skanks boys are wild, I'm telling you. Listen, these guys, for those of you who don't know, Legion of Skanks is made up of Dave Smith, Big J Okerson, and Louis Gay Gomez. Why do I always call Louis gay? Because he's always doing gay stuff. These guys, for some reason, have this like big thing where they like to do like challenges with each other, right? And then the like punishment for whoever loses the challenge will be like the gayest thing imaginable, but it's always thought up by Louis. This is why I say Louis Gay Gomez. On top of that, all the gay stuff, to just have the J in the middle of your name for no fucking reason. There's literally no other Louis Gomez in comedy, not even close. And the guy's made enough of a name for himself. You can drop the J. All right. So from now on, as far as I'm concerned, it's Louis Gay Gomez. Going back to these challenges, I forget what the challenge itself was, but to give you an example, one time they challenged each other to something. And as punishment, Louis said that Jay would have to do a fully nude podcast while everybody else is clothed. So that's Jay's punishment. Everybody else has to stare at his gross naked body, and that's his punishment. That's for me, that's an excuse for Louis to stare at Jay's naked body. And there's a new challenge afoot in the Legion of Skanks universe, a new lore, if you will. And we're going to get into that lore right now. Wait until you hear the punishment for this one.
It's Louis.
Louis is more gay for sure.
Louis is gay as fuck for being like, oh, call your Huckleberry, just grab your
Louis and
dick.
Justin masturbate in a room to get hard
Why do you
together
have to
for
say?
no
Why do you
reason.
lie? What you don't have to make up facts.
You know what, guys? Obviously,
make up facts.
Look, so right out the rip, before we even get to the challenge part, right? The guys are already talking about how gay Louis is. At a point proven. Put a check next to me for point one, Elias, Louis, 0. I win.
We could keep arguing for the rest of the podcast, or we could get to where this is obviously going, which is the final conclusion, dick in the butt challenge.
Yeah.
Where you both...
Whoever has a
both
smaller
fuck
dick
the other
fucks
one.
the other one in the
Yeah.
ass. Oh, no. I guess
like
smallest dick has to get fucked by the other guy. It's real.
Am I even... Are we even on the same planet? This is crazy. So they're sitting here having an argument, and you saw how defensive Louis got. They're talking about how gay Louis is, right? And the only reason they're talking about how gay he is because earlier, like a little bit before this time code, Louis started bragging about how much bigger his dick was than Jay's, right? And Jay's going to contest to that live in front of everybody. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he? And the whole big thing is Jay said, oh, well, me and Dave make fun of your dick behind your back, so that's how we know mine's is bigger. And Louis is like, well, I've been laughing about your dick to Dave behind your back for years. So that's how I know mine's is bigger. So Dave's been playing both sides of this goddamn dick debacle, if you will. Dave's been playing both sides of the shaft, and now these guys are that heated into who has the bigger dick that whoever loses has to get fucked in the ass by the other one. Surprisingly, this punishment is not coming from Lewis, who is obviously gay. This is coming from Dave, who is obviously straight. And it's a shocker to me, but Lewis is very committed to the bit. He wants to fuck Jay in the ass.
This is obviously going, which is the final conclusion dick in the butt challenge.
Yeah.
Where you both...
Whoever has a
both
smaller
fuck the
dick
other
fucks
one.
the other one in the
Yeah.
ass. Oh, no. I guess
like
smallest dick has to get fucked by the other guy. It's real prison rules.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a real change in our
Jay,
relationship.
would you put your dick size on the line? If my dick is bigger than yours, I get to fuck you in your ass.
Oh!
Jay, my dick is bigger than yours.
Oh,
Do you want to get fucked in the ass?
Look, and Jay is over here looking drugged up. Jay is on like some 50 Shades of Grey shit right now. He's like fucking... His whole hard drive is like fucking on slow-mo, bro. And he like wants to do it. Look at him. He's like, I don't even care, man. He's like, I'll get fucked in the ass. He's like putting his hand out for the handshake. He's like, I'll get fucked in the ass, man. I don't even care, bro. The cold never bothered you anyway.
My dick is bigger than yours.
Look at him. I love the shrug. He goes, all right, well, you want to fuck me in the ass so bad. And Big J, he always sounds like, to me, he sounds like fucking Dave Attell a lot. Big J Okerson. He sounds just like Dave Attell. So Lewis is getting like a 2-for-1 here. He can fuck Big J, and then as Big J moans, he can also pretend like he's fucking Dave Attell in his ass. These guys are... This is the thing, too. This is why this is so weird to me. Is because, like, it's not about the fucking in the ass. It's whatever. You guys want to do that shit behind closed doors. That's great. But these guys, like comedians like these guys, that when they start to get washed up and they can't, like, seem to create or think of, like, funny stuff to say on stage that resonates with maybe newer, younger audiences, their go-to is to, like, do the craziest, wildest, most outlandish thing to embarrass themselves so that they can still get a laugh. So everybody's like, oh, shit, yo, he fucked him in the ass, man. Like, that's cool for, like, college kids, bro. You guys are fucking 50 years old. Each one of you is, like, 50 goddamn years old. You have to, like, either start creating comedy for old people, okay? Or just fucking quit, bro. Like, I don't know. You can't, like, because now these guys are trying to do, like, Jackass meets comedy. And I don't know. To me, it just doesn't work. Nothing about this is funny. I'm sorry. I could be, call me square. Call me old if you want. Nothing about a grown man fucking another grown man in the ass for kicks is funny. You guys are gay? Be gay. You can be gay and be comedians at the same. Mateo Lane is gay as fuck. He gayer than a pink t-shirt. And he do comedy. He comedian. And he gay.
On the line, if my dick is bigger than yours, I get to fuck you in your ass.
Oh!
Jay, my dick is bigger than yours. Do you want to get fucked in the ass?
Dude, you're dying to fuck me in the ass.
I love Mark Norman in the background. Oh my God. Oh. He's like having an orgasm off this. Oh, he goes, oh my God, it's crazy.
I get to fuck you in your ass.
Oh!
Jay, my dick is bigger than yours.
Oh,
Do you want to get fucked in the ass?
Dude, you're dying to fuck me.
This is the craziest thing Mark Norman has ever heard in his entire fucking life. This is mind-blowing to him. Every time, anytime anyone says anything even close to fucking interesting, Mark is like, oh.
Me in the ass.
Oh, my
we're gonna
God.
do it.
Shut
I don't know which agreed
Mark, shut the
Oh,
fuck
I
up.
shit.
Joking, you psychopath.
Holy shit.
This is
You
how,
don't have to do this.
This is how we get
This
kicked out
is
of the
just-
Rogan sphere.
This
Wow.
is this is just
That
We're
was
going to do
crazy.
it on Rogan.
Yeah. They got to wait 2 years to get rebooked.
Look at Mark rubbing salt in the wound. He goes, I'm on Rogan like every other month, man. I'm like in with Rogan. So you guys are going to have to wait a long time before you can get back on it. We got a couple Protect Our Parks to do. Comedy, you know? This guy is such a fucking weirdo, bro. Picture him. I wish they would have cut to him when he was doing all that screaming. That fucking Hillary Clinton. He's like, whoa, you guys are good. Whoa. This guy. Whoa. Shut the fuck up. All right? I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's Legion of Skanks, everyone. Give it up. Give it up for the Legion of Skanks. Make sure you tell that to every single person that you know that the Louis J. Gomez is gay now. And Big J. Okerson. Big Gay Okerson and Louis Gay Gomez. They're gay for the stay, bro. I'm telling you right now. So I wanted to let's kick it over to the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment right here. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of that H3 love that we like to see. I remember last time I told you guys Ethan was involved in a little bit of a lawsuit. He is suing Denims, Casey Tron, and Frogan, all for watching his content nude. This guy, this is what's funny. He made such a big deal about it coming out, and then as soon as it comes out, the one person that he wanted to watch it, Hassan Piker, didn't watch it, and Ethan made the hugest deal out of that, right? And now all of a sudden, he's suing these 3 small creators that are like orbiters of Hassan. They have like all what? Because they watched it and provided shit commentary. Everybody on Twitch provides shit commentary. And what did I tell you guys? I told you my suspicions was that he wanted Hassan to watch it in its entirety so that he could sue Hassan for that. Ethan even registered copyright on the content nuke with like the federal Congress, I don't know, something. He made the shit like official, like an official copyrighted work. A published, quote unquote, published work. Ethan Klein made that content new. And I told you that he wanted Hassan to watch it so that he could sue Hassan for this. Because he's basically suing these guys for like copyright infringement, being like market replacements for his work and his monetization on said work, right? And as soon as the content new came out, he is begging. He goes, why won't Hassan watch it? He made such a big deal out of it. And since he couldn't get Hassan because Hassan didn't care enough to watch it in its entirety, he goes after Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denims, 3 small creators with bank accounts a fraction the size of Hassan's, who cannot defend themselves. And Ethan's doing all this to publicly shame them. In reality, it's making himself look like a fucking idiot. But I wanted to share some of this with you guys because Ethan's kind of going off the handles here. Here's a tweet from a Hassan fan account. It says, Ethan Klein has just blatantly admitted to extortion. He demands that Hassan pays $75,000 in legal defenses so that Twitch streamer Sean DeBlack can avoid a lawsuit. I will be touching on that Sean DeBlack lawsuit in a second. So right here is a screenshot from one of Ethan Klein's Instagram stories. This guy likes to post stuff on Instagram stories because people don't, like, they can't comment and argue and shit on Instagram stories. So he uses it, it's like an echo chamber. It's like Ethan's own personal echo chamber, right? So this is what it says in Ethan Klein's Instagram story. This is Ethan's words now. It says, because Snark and the 2 disgraced journalists are unwilling to swallow their pride, it looks like the lawsuit against Sean will be moving forward. So in an act of unimaginable grace, I am prepared to make one final offer. This is Ethan's offer. If Hassan Piker donates $25,000 to each of their GoFundMes, I will tear up the Sean DeBlack complaint that I've already spent several $1,000s writing. Furthermore, Hassan and any behind-the-scenes donations will be found during discovery. So pretending like you are helping them now behind the scenes works, but everything will be overturned to us in due time. So this is what all this means. Ethan is also putting out a lawsuit on another streamer named Sean DeBlack for the same shit, right? And Ethan's saying that if Hassan donates to the other creators he's suing's GoFundMe for their lawsuits, that he'll drop Sean DeBlack's lawsuit. That is extortion. It doesn't matter how you boil that down. If you sit there and go, I'm going to do this unless you do this, that's extortion. That's as simple as a definition as you can get for it. Late on the soundbite, I'll take it. So, for somebody who's like sitting here really playing the courts and practically making it seem like the law is his second language, you know, like Ethan practically acts like he passed the bar, right? So for somebody who's like that in tune with your own lawyer, you would think that doing something like this would be like beyond you, right? You would think you'd be smart enough to not partake in this extortionist type behavior, right? But that's not even close to where this thing ends, all right? Ethan even doubles down on it. He doubles down on this, right? This is another tweet from another account that doesn't like Ethan. Let's listen to their take on it before we actually jump into the tweet. So this tweet is from Onion Person, whoever the fuck that is. It says, Ethan Klein is literally using the Donald Trump strategy to try to bleed his opponents dry of everything they have to silence them. This is so insane. So now, let's throw some context on that tweet. This is a screenshot, again, from Ethan's Instagram stories. I understand my announcement that I'm going to shoe Shawn DeBlack was upsetting to some. Therefore, in an act of superhuman grace, I will make you this offer. If the Snark Reddit, subreddit Taylor Lorenz, and Cat 10 Barge all apologize for calling me a misogynist, I will consider dropping the lawsuit against Shawn. This offer expires Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So this guy is just basically sending out a slew of these tweets, right? Going like, I'm going to sue this guy. There's nothing you guys can do about it. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Shame on you. Unless you guys all donate shit. You guys all apologize for calling me a misogynist and blah, blah, blah. Now, this did not get the reaction that Ethan was expecting. Everybody online was like, bro, you're digging yourself a bigger hole by making yourself look like a bully, like an asshole. You're going after all these small creators, all just for the simple fact that you couldn't get to Hassan. That right there, what do they call that? That's like projection, right? You're like mad at this guy over here, so you take it out over on that guy over there, right? That's like projection. This is like one of those things. Ethan would have like a whole fucking segment on this. He'd bring in a psychiatrist to like explain projections. If Ian was doing this to somebody else, Ethan would lose his goddamn mind. Good old iDubbbz. Good old iDubbbz. If iDubbbz was doing this to somebody else, Ethan would have a field day talking shit about it. But since it's him doing it, you know, like we always say over here, rules for thee, but not H3, you know? That's good shit. That's very, very, very good shit right there. But there was another, look, okay, now, this is the funniest development about this, in my opinion. So he goes to sue Shawn DeBlack. He says, I won't do it if Taylor Lorenz, some other fucking journalist, if they apologize for calling me a misogynist. They called him a misogynist because he's suing 3 small girl creators for the fucking content news. It's like, why don't you go for fucking Hassan Piker? Go for the big fish, the man with the big bank account. It seems like you're a misogynist. You're going after 3 weak women that can't defend themselves in court. Well, what else do you want? And they're journalists. They're going to call you. They could say whatever the fuck they want. Okay? As we all know nowadays, the news, journalists, they get in trouble for nothing. They print whatever. It doesn't matter. You can't do shit about it. So he's trying to like publicly shame these people all for his own bullshit, right? And he's like doubling down on it. He goes, you know what? I'll take the lawsuit if Hassan fucking donates all this money. It's like, dude, what are you even doing to yourself? And then now that everybody online is pissed about it, watch this. Wait until I show you guys this. Apparently now it was a joke.
I'd be a pedophile for $20 million.
It was all a joke. It was all a joke. Look at Ethan Klein's Instagram stories again. This one says, okay, I was kidding about suing Shawn DeBlack. Suing and Shawn DeBlack going back to back, like that's a tongue twister. I always want to say shooing Shawn DeBlack instead of saying suing Shawn DeBlack. So he says, okay, I was kidding about suing Shawn DeBlack. I thought it would be funny to add a guy to the lawsuits after being called a misogynist. We do a little trolling here on vacation. The truth is, if I thought I had a good case, I would have added him from the start. He was very close to making the cut though. Anyway, pretty funny how you all went from calling me a misogynist to calling me a racist. Sean DeBlack is black. And then he puts in parentheses, for the record, I did not even know that Sean was black. His fucking name is Sean DeBlack. It's Sean DeBlack. It's like, and he's Sean, his name is Sean, and he's the black, but it's spelled DeBlack, like a black guy. You can't put that shit together? I'm telling you, Ethan is racist as fuck. He doesn't even realize. That's what's so crazy about that. He doesn't even realize that, like, all this stuff, saying stupid shit like this, like, it kind of shows the like lack of exposure to black people that you've had in your life. On top of that, let's not forget about that YMH clip. You guys remember when he was on your mom's house? This guy's like, I never even knew a black person, like, until I was like a full-grown adult. He's like, I didn't even see my first black person until I was like 32 years old. Tom Segura's like, how old are you now? He's like 33. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, dude, he has one black person on his fucking team. It's like the fattest black moderator you've ever seen. You know where the moderators were? In the fucking basement, practically. You will never see this guy's face on stream. Maybe once a year, if you're lucky. They tuck this guy away and make him shovel through the shit of the fucking chat, of the live chat. That's the only black guy they got around. Ethan, I didn't even know Sean was black. You couldn't put that together? From the context clues? From the name? All that shit? You couldn't put that together? Okay. I'm just saying. It says a lot. I have tons of black friends. I could put that together in a second. I could put that together. I have so many black friends. So, then he goes on to write, so it turns out my lawsuit isn't racist, just misogynist, you know? But if you ask me, I am the true feminist. I hold people accountable regardless of gender, but go ahead and tell the judge about how it's not fair that I'm targeting 3 women. Let's see how that works out for you. All the best, Ethan Klein, 6/28/25, 7:03 p.m. PST. That's the weirdest part about this. This guy, like, time-stamped his Instagram story. Why? Like, that's, like, this guy, I'm telling you, he's trying to, like, play 3D chess with us or some shit. Because he caught me off guard with the content nuke. I didn't think that he was going to, like, spring this whole goddamn plan to, like, sue everybody off of publishing this video. I had no idea. So to timestamp something like this is crazy. And then here's the thing. You're doing all of this while on vacation. If you're just listening, this is an Instagram story. The picture is him and his wife smiling. They're on vacation. They're on like a mountainside, like cliff, where like a beach behind them. It looks like the ocean. It's like these two should be happy, you know? Posting these pictures with fake smiles like this on vacation isn't fooling anybody. If you are going out of your way to post these Instagram stories and think up like concoctive situations that have to do with your lawsuit, I mean, are you really even on vacation? It's like you're supposed to be on vacation to get away from all this shit. Like, so this is fucking crazy. And I just wanted to, you know, shed some light on this. Ethan's going out of his goddamn mind, and I wanted to applaud him for that. You know, let's give it up for good old Ethan Klein of the H3 show. It doesn't get any better than that. You know, that's a little bit of up to date. That'll finish us off for our little week segment. I want to get into Fancy Chef, dude. This guy. You guys remember Fancy Chef at all? I don't know if you do. Fancy Chef, we had covered him before on the show. This is a chef that Tom Segura had found on like TikTok or something. And the guy was like, he's like the worst quote unquote chef you could ever imagine. Picture it. He's like this older black dude. The black has nothing to do with it. Okay. The fact that his name is Fancy Chef, I didn't even know he was black. All right. Fancy Chef, he could be French. But the fact that he's black has nothing to do with it. He's like this older black guy, right? Picture an older black man who's legitimately never worked in a professional kitchen. As a matter of fact, he's never cooked a day in his life. Ever. And that's who this Fancy Chef guy is. And he does all these TikToks where he like pretends to make like these super extravagant dishes. And it's just like the most basic shit you've ever seen. He'll take like a wine flute, or he'll take like a champagne flute, right? A little skinny champagne glass. He'll fill half of it with champagne. I'm not even kidding. The other half with whipped cream, and then just throw some strawberries in there. He'll be like, that dish right there costs $10,000. $10,000 you want me to plate that shit again. Okay? This guy is actually out of his goddamn mind. And we covered all this on the show because Tom Segura had him come on the podcast and cook him a nice old plate of food. Probably the craziest, most disgusting plate of food you've ever seen in your entire life. But now, Fancy Chef is back. He's back with a vengeance. And this time, Tom is using this old black retarded chef to help promote a new podcast that he just signed onto his network, the Not a Damn Chance podcast. This is some bullshit. So this video we're about to watch is going to be a cook-off between Fancy Chef and what's this other guy? Chef Philip something. He's like a Michelin star chef named Philip. And he's also the guy that started the Not a Damn Chance burger in Austin, Texas. And if you're a listener of Rogan, you know Rogan slams about 8 of them every time he goes up. Rogan can't stop talking about the goddamn Not a Damn Chance burger. So this chef is doing a podcast now called Not a Damn Chance on Tom Segura's network. And you know Tom's got to promote it. What better way to promote it? You have a fucking cook-off with this Michelin star chef that you just signed onto your network and Fancy Chef. Because if you can beat out Fancy Chef, that's saying a lot. So I want to get into some of this because this shit's if you haven't seen Fancy Chef already on this show, or if you've been unlucky enough to not be exposed to him at all until this moment, you're going to get a huge kick out of this. And if you remember Fancy Chef from last time, you're going to get a huge kick out of this. Hey, you're going to love it. All right. So let's dive into a little bit of Fancy Chef. First, we need the chefs to introduce themselves. Take it away.
How you feeling today, Fancy?
Good, excited, motivated, if nothing else.
Joining me to...
Good, excited, motivated, nothing else. Look at this guy. He's fancy as a motherfucker. And going off of this, right? I could tell you right now, I see this guy, immediately I'm like, he's not cooking nothing worth a shit. Chefs don't look like this. You never see chefs with like diamond earrings in their fucking ears like this, right? And you never see him with like hard gelled hair. This guy, like, you might see him with some product in that bitch, but it's always like some pomade type stuff, something that doesn't make your head hard, you know? Chefs, and you never see him wearing these paper goddamn chef hats, man. This is like casino cook type shit. Like if you're walking through like a casino floor, like a Caesars in Atlantic City, and you might happen to see one of the chefs that comes from out the back, he's like walking through the casino floor maybe to get to another restaurant. He's walking over from the Garde Manger, which is the casino prep restaurant. He's walking from Garde Manger over to Wolfgang Puck, you know? And he's got to go get some shallots for his prepping. This is the hat that he's wearing. The guy's getting paid $25 an hour to fucking manage a restaurant that cranks out 500 goddamn heads in a fucking 4-hour dinner service. He wears a paper hat to work every single goddamn day. Isn't that fucking crazy? So right away, you know Fancy Chef ain't worth the shit. Wait till you meet the other guy. He looks like a champion.
Excited, motivated, if nothing else.
Joining me to judge the competition today are Rob Eiler, the actor and podcast host. You may have seen him most recently shitting between another man's legs in the Netflix series Bad Thoughts, now streaming. Rob?
Yes, it's always subjective to the judges, but I'm pretty sure I got this in the bag.
Somebody that can actually explain what's going on, Chef Josh Weissman. You may have seen him on his YouTube channel, which has over 10 million subscribers. Josh, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling about this competition?
I'm excited, you know. I want to see what the chefs have for us today. I want to see who's going to win.
I've done so many competitions. At a certain point, I held the record for most consecutive wins on Food Network.
What make me so confident?
See, that was the other chef. That was Chef Philip. Look at this little pipsqueak. Tiny as hell. Timid fucking composure. He's got a beard, so I'll give him points for that. Nice full beard. So you know he's manly in some sort. Look at the hair. What did I tell you about the hair? Product in it, but it ain't hard. This guy's probably got 18 Michelin stars. He's not wearing some fucking whacked out fancy chef coat. And this is the sign of a true champion in the kitchen. These chefs, I don't know why these guys are doing this now in 2025. Every like new restaurant that thinks that they're like doing some nice cool shit, like some cool fancy shit, they're trying to like break the stereotypes and maybe get that Michelin star. They're all doing these aprons that are made out of like denim instead of just wearing regular ass aprons. It's like, for one, if you're a restaurant owner, this is not cost effective, bro. Like, you can't give each one of your employees 5 of these to wear for the 5 days of the week that your restaurant's open. You can't do it. It would cost you a fortune. Each one of these aprons has got to cost like $30 to $50 a pop, compared to paying $30 for a box of fucking regular white aprons that you just give to everybody. Now, here's why I bring that up. When the aprons aren't as accessible, you're not giving your employees as many, right? What's going to happen? They're going to wear the apron like 2 days in a row. Yeah. You think that they're not? You're fucking crazy. They're going to wear the apron 2 days in a row. People don't take into consideration about this shit. So, like, you see a restaurant with the cooks wearing this shit like that, make sure you remember that this guy, it's a very good chance he might be on the second day of that apron. Now, what are they're wiping their hands on the apron. They might wipe a knife on the apron. They're fucking cutting up raw chicken. It might be splatting on the goddamn apron. Think about that. Think about that. This is Michelin star shit right here. All right? You can't beat it.
At a certain point, I held the record for most consecutive wins on Food Network.
What makes me so confident? How impeccable I am in the kitchen, how dedicated and passionate I am.
I'm absolutely captivated by Fancy Chef's 5 phones over there. Gorgeous.
I think he's here for a reason, and it's sometimes the wild card that, that can take it.
So what do you think of the challenge today?
I think nothing on the challenge. What's the challenge? I think nothing of it.
Just excited to see what comes out today.
And have you ever had...
I think nothing of it. Remember that. He said, I think nothing of it. Fancy Chef. I'm telling you have to go check out Fancy Chef for yourself if you're not like completely familiarized with him. He's the only reason anybody even knows this guy is because of how terrible he is. He says it's a joke. You can't fake how bad this guy is. You can't. You cannot manufacture. It's raw, uncut fucking mediocrity. Like coming out of this guy. And so remember that. He goes, what's the challenge? Who's to challenge me? I think nothing of the challenge. No one here can challenge me. I'm fucking unstoppable. I'm impeccable in the kitchen, he said. I'm impeccable. I'm impeccable in the kitchen. Imagine that. Imagine you talking to like fucking Gordon Ramsay. You go, how are you in the kitchen nowadays? He goes, I'm impeccable in the kitchen, mate. You'd be like, get the fuck impeccable in the kitchen. Who the fuck is impeccable in the kitchen? That's crazy. Now watch, this is the face-off, and then we're about to see one of their first dishes. Fancy Chef's first dish. Watch this.
Chefs, are you ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
And the competition will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, Chef.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's do it.
Any chefs want to share what they're making?
Sea bass ceviche. Tom is Peruvian. I thought it could be fun to make him the signature dish of his people.
Fancy? Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's a big dick move, dude. For those of you who are just listening, so they asked the first chef, Mr. Philip Michelin star, right? Mr. Not a Damn Chance. They asked him, they go, what are you making? He goes, sea bass ceviche. It's Tom's Peruvian. It's his favorite. I'm going to fucking win this. And then they asked Fancy Chef, if you're just listening, you don't know that, you don't catch this. He just gives him the shh. Puts his fingers in front of his mouth. He goes, shh. I ain't telling you guys nothing. He goes, I'm a fucking champion. Hey, he goes, real niggas move in silence, bro. I don't say nothing to nobody in the kitchen. I don't even tell the servers what I'm cooking that night. They have to figure it out when they come to the window. The customers can't even cook. Or the customers can't even cook. The customers can't even order when they come to my restaurant. Because I don't even know what I'm cooking half the goddamn time. This guy's nuts.
People. Fancy?
Look at him. Watch.
Yes, sir.
Look, they have the graphic. Philip's first dish is fish. Fancy's first dish, question mark. Big old question mark. They don't know what it's going to be. He doesn't even know what it's going to be.
So, I'm looking at my options. I have chicken thighs, sea bass, ribeye. Clearly the ribeye is going to be the entree.
Is this something you just came up with on the spot?
As I always say, I always do dishes I've never done before. Any cheese?
Cheese is over here, chef. I typically prefer to cook with a higher quality. It doesn't matter because the competition is
Look at this guy. Look back at this. Dude, Fancy Chef, he's like, he has dementia or something like that. He's like an actual like retarded old man in the kitchen. Like, this Philip guy's, like, showing him around. Watch his face.
Typically prefer to cook with a higher quality.
Look at his face here. He's lost. He's lost. He has no idea what he's doing. He's looking up at Philip like, yo, this guy's actually going to show me something. But for some, it's crazy. This guy's like an enigma because he looks so lost right here. Like, if I saw this, like 2 seconds of clip right here, I'd be like, oh, he's like an apprentice or something, right? Like, Fancy Chef is like an apprentice. He's like learning from him. But then the way Fancy Chef carries himself, like with this fucking confidence and shit like that, like the whole time, like at this one rare moment, you see the truth. And then it shuts off in like a second, just like that. It's gone, right? As soon as this moment's over, it goes back to Fancy Chef being like this cocky, arrogant. He's like, I cook food that I've never cooked before. Every time. Don't put dog food on that goddamn ingredients table because, trust me, he will use it.
It doesn't matter because the competition is who can make the better food with the ingredients given.
Philip, how long have you been a chef?
14 years as an executive chef or higher. 20 years just cooking.
And Fancy, how long have you been cooking?
40 years! Chef got a long time in the kitchen. Long time. A long time.
So what? See, so the Fancy Chef, like just spending any time in the kitchen, it counts as like you being like a chef. Like Fancy, he's like 40 years I've been in the kitchen. He's like just watched his like mom cook food in the kitchen. He's like 40 years. And I'm telling you, these guys, if you acting like that, you don't got it. If you screaming like that, when you get asked a simple question like that, you don't got it, my friend. You don't. The theatrics, they can't save you when it comes to the plating, bro. Wait until you see. We're about to see his first dish. The secret is about to the secret's about to be out.
What's the goal with the parsley? Are you thinking like freshen it up a little bit?
Well, I'm thinking of a little brightness, a little pop, a little colorization.
Because we're putting oil, right? So we got to be cooking it. There's no way we're leaving it like that.
See, we don't think like the chef.
I like.
Look at that. Fancy Chef is putting oil, right? He cuts up a bunch of tomatoes and cauliflower, right? Puts it in a bowl. And right in the bowl, he puts parsley and like a oregano or some shit like that, right? Which, like, parsley, when you're chopping up, like, parsley like that, that's like you put it on top of the dish when it's done. It's a garnish, all right? So, like, when this guy with these glasses, he's an actual chef, when he sees him throwing the parsley like that, he goes, oh, wait, is he, like, done making that? He goes, you sure you're not going to cook that? Because you threw, like, a cup of olive oil in that whole shit. So I would imagine we're cooking it, right? We're not just going to eat, like, vegetables with raw olive oil all over it, right? Like that?
Because we're putting oil, right? So we got to be cooking it. There's no way we're leaving it like that.
See, we don't think like the chef.
I like that he's like varying the size. Yeah. You know, like you've got big, you've got little.
Keeps you guessing.
Chef, what are you working on with the skin?
Like the skin of a duck breast. I take the skin and I try to render it out in a pan. I've never done this before, but it's not working. It actually like curls up into like a spiral, and it gives me the idea that I should slice the spiral and fry it crispy.
15 minutes has elapsed.
15 minutos. Time in Texas.
He came in the first time, and he prepared this dish, the John Segura.
This is
The John Segura.
Nice score.
Look, that's the dish that he made. We covered this on this show. The John Segura. Bro, he made this thing with like half a bottle of champagne. He threw white wine in it, cream, all this shit. Didn't cook it down, like hardly cooked it down, right? He had to do all of this during an episode of YMH. So he had like an hour tops. He puts fucking lemon juice all in it while it's cooking and then finishes it off with what? A little bit of lemon juice.
It was like
No. I said Tom. This is the John Segura.
Oh, Tom.
This is intense.
Oh, are you plating? You're plating.
Oh, maybe we should probably sit down.
I fooled
Look at
you.
that.
Yeah.
Look
thought
at that.
that was good.
Oh my God, dude. We have to go back real fast. Wait until you see that plating, dude. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Look at this.
Oh, Tom.
This is intense.
Oh, are you plating?
Look at all the oil. Oh my God. Look at that. Dude, that is insanity. Watch all of this oil. You can see the oil. Like over here on the side, you can see the oil like that splashed like away from the ladle. You know, this is the oil that got out. Look at this little splash of oil right here. This little of oil like that. And then look at how much is still in the ladle when he does it on the plate. Look at this.
Intense.
Oh, are you plating?
Oh, God, look at that. Oh, that's a pool of oil. Cold, uncooked. No heat on that.
Oh, maybe we should probably sit down.
I fooled you. Yeah.
You thought that was going to be cooked in some way.
I did. I was wrong, and I like that.
Well, my first course was, I did a vegetable melody.
Chef, before we dive in, do you want to tell us what we're having?
The judges were confused about the melody because they thought I was going to cook it. So I savored the secret in which not to do that.
I savored the secret in which not to do that. I hate he said, dude, this guy, I'm telling you, you can't, I almost feel bad doing this segment because I feel like I'm making fun of like a retarded person. Like just for being retarded. Like I have no problem making fun of a retarded person if they're doing something crazy. But like just for being retarded, it's like you can't just do that, right? Can you? Like, so I don't know. This is I seriously, I can't even, I have no idea like what to make of this fucking guy. Right? And now watch, this shit, you're going to get a kick out of this. Rob Eiler is one of the judges. If you guys didn't catch that, Rob Eiler was one of the judges. That's the son from Sopranos. He's a big boy now. He's all big and he's all grown up. You know this guy, this Rob Eiler guy, hasn't acted in anything since The Sopranos. It's been like, 20 years later? He hasn't acted in anything since The Sopranos. All the way up until Tom Segura's new series, Bad Thoughts, right? And you guys heard Tom when he introduced him. He's like, oh, this guy was shitting in between another man's legs in the show Bad Thoughts. So he went from The Sopranos to the next time you see him on screen, he's taking a shit in between another man's legs, and then he gets raped by an alien. That's crazy to have that on your IMDb page like that. But this Rob Eiler guy, Rob is like if you've never watched any of his shows, because Rob has a podcast on Tom Segura's network too. Tom is like every single person in this video's boss. So, Rob, if you haven't watched any of his shows or anything, let me fill you in. Rob's kind of like a germaphobe. He doesn't eat, he like eats really healthy. He's like real anal about his food. He's weird about germs and stuff like that. And Fancy Chef, I mean, I'll say it again, this guy he's retarded, you know? So he's cooking like a fucking wild person. Rob catches on to this and he starts expressing his concerns about the way that Fancy's cooking. Watch this.
Uh-oh. I just saw a bowl of strawberries come out.
I think I might be allergic to Fancy's entree. Well, he has whipped cream, a Cardi B's whipped cream, which I'm allergic to.
Oh, so he might be jumping to dessert.
The Cardi B, y'all. This is her line. Cardi B whipped.
And there's alcohol in there. I've been sober for 12 years.
Dude, Rob Eiler is such a fucking bitch, bro. Like, I used to think Rob was, like, cool and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, he hasn't worked since The Sopranos? Like, this guy's been living off that Sopranos money like that? Making these investments and shit? Like, I was like, yo, this guy's, like, a smart, cool dude. I'm watching him complain about this stuff. He's like, oh, he's got the whipped cream. I'm allergic to the whipped cream. Oh, the whipped cream's got alcohol. Oh, I've been sober for 12 years. Shut the fuck up, bro. I've been sober for 12 years too. I would eat some food that had alcohol in it. Like it's okay. You'll be fine. You know, like I don't drink alcohol, my friend. You could have some whipped cream, bro. It's going to be fine. God damn, dude. It's like listening to a Jew complain. It's like This guy's nuts.
Strawberries come out.
I think I might be allergic to Fancy's entree. Well, he has whipped cream, a Cardi B's whipped cream, which I'm allergic to.
Oh, so he might be jumping.
He specifically, I said Cardi B's lip cream, which I'm allergic to. When did you become such a fag? Like, you've always been kind of a fag, but when did you become such a fucking... This guy is such a fag, bro. Let's go back to that. Look at this. When did it happen to you? Rob, don't do this to us.
Cream, a Cardi B's whipped cream, which I'm allergic to.
Oh, so he might be jumping to dessert.
The Cardi B, y'all. This is her line. Cardi B whipped.
And there's alcohol in there. I've been sober for 12 years. You know, I'm a big germ guy, and they say that they find fecal matter on like all phones. I've seen him pick up at least 4 of them, and I haven't seen a hand wash in between.
I think he's probably a super hygienic guy.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, there's
Fancy chef, super hygienic guy. This is the thing. I kind of agree with Rob on those phones. Wait until we look at those phones again. They're all smudgy and shit. Watch this.
Like all phones. I've seen him pick up at least...
Look at look at all the smudge and fingerprints and like crazy bullshit that is on all of these phones. Like, I know I'm making fun of him for complaining, but like, he's got a fucking real good point here, bro. Like, that's something people don't take into consideration, you know? When's the last time you like wiped your phone down? Like, literally, when's the last time you just wiped it down just to clean it? Not the screen, actually cleaned it, took it out of the fucking hard case, cleaned it all up. When's the last time you did that? You haven't, have you? I know I haven't. I never cleaned my goddamn phone. I'm in there shitting in the bathroom. I'm wiping my ace. I'm picking up the phone. I'm swiping. I'm on Twitter. I'm dropping the phone in the toilet. It gets stuck in a big pile of shit like the Excalibur sword. I gotta pull it out. I'm the only one who has the power to. My phone's fucked. I never wipe it down. I never do anything with it. And then I hand somebody, homeless guy, hey man, can I make a phone call? I'm like, yeah, sure. I take it back. I just put it right in my pocket. You know what I mean? It's like that. You are all doing the same thing. A good amount of you are. Think about that. Rob's got a good point here. Fancy has not washed his hands not a once. And you see how gross these phones are.
4 of them. And I haven't seen a hand wash in between.
I think he's probably a super hygienic guy.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, there's 1 hour left. I'd also like to point out that at the moment, Philip has yet to deliver a dish.
Philip is gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna deliver.
Time wasn't...
He's gonna do it. Phil's gonna do it. He's gonna deliver. He's gonna do it. Yeah, he's gonna do it. Now watch, look. They just got done harping on Philip's dish, right? Let's check out Philip's first dish. Is he gonna deliver? Is that sea bass ceviche gonna be on point, as the kids say nowadays? Is that shit gonna be fire?
Oh, Philip.
What I have here is a ceviche of sea bass. It has crispy skin, crispy sweet potatoes, shocked onions so they won't be too strong, fresh cilantro, and then this de leche de tigre sauce that is made from the fish. I tasted the sauce. I know it's delicious. I know it works. I think they're really gonna enjoy it.
Presentation-wise, what are you feeling?
I will say, well, hang on. Fancy's
phone's ringing now. They're trying to do the shit. Fancy, all his phones are ringing now in the middle of fucking filming. Look at this. And he doesn't even answer him. I'm not even kidding. I don't know if it's in one of the time codes, but in case it's not, this is so fucking funny. His phone rings later. Tom goes, hey, Fancy, your phone's ringing. You want to answer it? He goes, no, you answer it. What? Like, what? Huh? You answer it. What are you, high?
Fancy's had more.
Look at that.
Fancy's had more color in it.
Yeah, there was a lot of color.
This sauce is great.
Really, what's the difference between this sauce and the last sauce? Right?
Yeah.
I really enjoy this.
I think I have what I need.
Like, this is good. I've had it before. I've never had what Fancy gave me before.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys, are you done eating? Chef?
Not yet, Chef.
Are you guys done eating? He wants to serve them his fucking dish, right? Look at this. Now this is fancy second dish we're about to go on to. This is wild.
Wow. I'm really curious to see who he picks for what.
Beautiful and nice.
Amazing.
Okay.
Wow. Tom, look at yours.
Wow.
Did he fill up an entire champagne flute with that?
I wanted to break up the monopoly, and that way I would throw the judges off. You had an appetizer, but the dessert unbalances it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was wild.
But the dessert unbalances it. He's saying this as if this is like a revelation to these guys. He goes, that's exactly what people want. I want to go from eating jalapeno poppers to eating cheesecake and then eating a cheeseburger. That's how I want to do it when I go out to eat. You're fucking crazy. I'm on his side though. This is not the angle that I should be going with this. We shouldn't be against Fancy Chef on this. We should be embracing this shit. Just like Tom is like, and in a serious way. In a very serious way. Because Tom is doing it. He's embracing it to try to like go on to this bit, right? To try to like inflate this guy's ego. No, we should be embracing him and saying that like, yo, if you try, dude, you can do it. If you try, you can do it. If you've ever had anything in your life that you were having second thoughts about, just do it. Just go through with it. Because this guy legitimately thought that he could be a chef. And now look at him with his fucking pointy KKK hat. He looks like Chef KKK. That wasn't that good of a joke, but you get what I'm saying. You get where I'm going here.
You had an appetizer, but the dessert unbalances it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was wild that he did dessert second, but there is no rule that says you can't.
You're gonna have some champagne straw.
Hold up. That's crazy. Look at that. Oh, did I go back too far? There we go. Right there. Look at these three things right here. What are they? It's like, okay, one has champagne in it, some apples, blueberries, strawberries. The champagne is literally just floating in the bottom of a champagne flute. Remember I told you he likes to do that earlier? It's just floating in the bottom of a fucking champagne flute like that. And the fruit's just like sitting in it. Like a pool of fucking champagne. The fruit's just sitting in it. There's nothing special about that. I think he also like coated the strawberries in sugar. It's like, all right, that's cool. You know? Two of them have whipped cream. One of them doesn't. I guess Rob gets the one without the whipped cream since he's allergic. All of them have fucking a mint garnish on it. One of them literally just has all whipped cream and like 3 fruits on the top of it. That's just 3 fucking blueberries and like 1 strawberry on the top of it. Fancy and nice. It's beautiful and nice. You know? Let's check it out.
Strawberries. I added some flavor to it. I added the Cardi B whips. Let's take a picture, guys. We got this on camera. Let's take a picture.
Oh yeah, we're rolling.
We should take a picture. Yeah, I mean,
guys, don't.
Oh, he's got it.
he's gonna take a picture.
No, yeah.
Really quick.
I like that advice.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
Look at that, dude. Look at these oxidized. Look, apples. Dude, he just cut the apples, and somehow this guy is so good in the kitchen. He just cut the apples, right? And he somehow made them look like they've been sitting out for 8 hours. How is that possible? He just cut them open, and he somehow has made them oxidize at such an exasperated rate that they look like they've been sitting out for 16 hours straight. That's a fucking feat within itself right there.
All right, guys, let me go back in.
Get back in there.
Remember how I said my favorite is raspberries, and he said I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
But he gave me the only one that doesn't have raspberries.
This is what like Picasso would do. You know, he's not going to just give you like, oh, here's a perfect painting.
Can we eat this
You
now,
have an
Chef?
event for who? You gotta speak up. You gotta hear your voice. Where you located?
Wow. Josh is.
Wow. Does it taste unbalanced? Do you taste the unbalance he's going for?
Yeah, I do.
What kind of notes are you getting from?
Alcohol.
Oh man.
You always hear chefs say that balance is the key.
He's trying to balance flavors.
Yeah.
He's going for an unbalanced meal.
Look, it's so funny. I didn't even think about this until right now. Watch, look at this shot
balance
right
is the key.
He's trying to balance flavors.
Yeah.
He's going for.
Look, I didn't even think about this. Rob can't even eat his because at first you go, oh, he couldn't eat it because of the whipped cream. It had alcohol, right? He's like, I've been sober for fucking 12 years. So Fancy was like, oh, I can do it without the whipped cream on one, right? Just so Rob can eat his. But what did he do? He left out the whipped cream and instead just poured champagne in the fucking glass. So now Rob can't eat it. Rob just has to sit here and goes like, oh man, it probably, and I'm sure he's happy with the fact that he can't eat it. I'm sure he's cool with that. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I want to see Philip's second dish. This guy's an actual chef. Okay. Let's see what Philip brings to the table on his second course. Here we go.
15 minutes, chef.
15 minutes? 15.
Oh, wow. Okay. The bowl was in his way. And I've also noticed that there's a burner that's been on max with nothing on it.
That's cool, too.
He opened up the vinegar and just poured it all over the steak.
On the cast iron?
On the cast iron pan.
Oh, you're not supposed to put vinegar on cast iron.
Wait, who says so?
What happens is it causes the cast iron to instantly rust and pull all that gross iron flavor in there, so.
Any soy sauce?
That's insanity, right? So while we're waiting to get Philip's second dish, Fancy's cooking like steak chunks. Like, look at these goddamn things. There has to be a shot.
So there's a burner that's...
Look at these. He's cooking these huge fucking steak chunks in this goddamn pan, right? God knows what kind of seasoning he has on these goddamn things. It looks like they have like yellow curry seasoning on it. The pan's already filled with all that crazy ass grease because like this looks like a cut of like chuck roast or some bullshit like that, right? Some like beef stew cubes that you would get. You're not supposed to like cook these in any other way, but like slow cooking them down and putting them in stew because the fat's all hard. It's all crazy. You got to render that stuff down. So he's already got this pan like this. Pours fucking a whole fucking thing of vinegar in there. And then you hear the guy explain. He goes, oh, the vinegar makes the fucking pan rust and it makes what you're cooking taste like fucking iron and metal. That's nice. And I also didn't know that. So I actually learned something while doing this.
Can we get silverware for the judges?
All right, so now we got Chef Philip's second course. It's going to be roasted spinels over roasted spinalis. I don't know what the fuck this spinalis is. Let's let Philip explain it. Who the hell am I?
Spinalis, which is the cap of the ribeye. I removed that and just seared that hard on both sides. It's served with to play on sort of like kind of grandma-style mashed potatoes, cauliflower, so soft but a little bit of texture to it, and some roasted asparagus. So I hope y'all enjoy.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
Come on. Now we're eating, baby.
No, hang on. You know, I mean, this is just steak and asparagus.
Truly, right? Like that.
This is food.
I could never make a single thing that Fancy Chef has made for us.
You couldn't or you wouldn't?
Both.
Look at that. Both. I wouldn't make it. Dude, this is wild. But I'm not going to lie, that did look good. Like just watching that right now is making me hungry as hell. I might make myself a BLT. I might take a break in the middle of this episode just to eat a BLT.
Take this back.
He just treated Philip like a fucking, assistant.
It's not that I cooked for him, but he wanted me to turn the heat down, put the bread in the oven, check the bread, get the bread out of the oven. At a certain point, I'm only gonna cook so much of your food.
Is that an Italian beef, Chef?
Absolutely.
An Italian beef he's going for. Now remember when we talked about the cast iron pan, he put like vinegar in the beef. At one point, if you go back and watch the whole thing, you'll see he put soy sauce in it. It's supposed to be an Italian beef. He put soy sauce. He was cooking the steak in the pan and put soy sauce in it so that the soy sauce cooked into the fucking meat.
Absolutely.
I nailed it.
Wow. He just dropped steak onto the burner that's next to him.
It is on fire.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
Chef, you amazing. Oh, I almost dropped it.
What a save, Chef.
Woo! Good save.
Wow, Chef, he caught up quick.
As soon as I saw the passion fruit, I thought, great, passion fruit panna cotta. I'm gonna cut it in half and I'm gonna serve it inside of the passion fruit.
No. I don't. All right. We don't need to know what the fucking passion fruit panna cotta look like, all right? I want to see Fancy's final dish. I want to see that goddamn Italian beef. Okay? Quote unquote. Because this shit is wild, bro. At first he calls it an Italian beef, right? Now listen to what he calls it. This is going to be Fancy's final dish. Fancy's taking his final form. Watch this.
I'm in Texas.
So,
Incredible, chef.
You made it. There's a minute 20 left. Will you tell us what we're going to have here?
I was able to make it to a Philly cheesesteak, add the best.
A Philly cheesesteak now. Now it's a fucking Philly cheesesteak, this guy. Okay. That's a Philly cheesesteak. Look at all this. This thing has so much goddamn parsley on it. It looks like these are onions, right? But each one of the onions is cut so thick that it looks like the thing has fucking roasted potatoes in it. No cheese. Beef cooked hard as hell. Dude, look at this. This looks wild. And I'm telling you, this is a good picture. Wait until you see the actual judges, the sandwiches they get. This is craziness.
Vegetables, the shallots and the peppers, the garlic and the seasoning. I don't say no more because I don't want nobody to go out there and make it and try it and it don't come out right. I was gonna lose automatically on time. But because my magnificent mind told me, chef, go with something else. I saw a secret ingredient. I don't think the chef saw it.
You don't think the chef saw it? Look, he went with a secret ingredient. This guy, his mind is so magnificent. His mind is so outrageous that he saw a secret ingredient in the kitchen. He knew that the other chef didn't see it. He knew. What's it going to be? Is it going to be like you saw the ingredients to make like some sort of bechamel, and then you made that, you mix it with the cheese, and then you got this creamy cheese sauce, right? Is it fried onions? You saw fried onions in there, and you're like, I'm going to do some fried onions to throw onto the cheesesteak. Was it bacon? Did you add bacon to the cheesesteak? What was this secret ingredient? You know? I'm dying to know here.
Man told me, chef, go with something else. I saw a secret ingredient. I don't think the chef saw it. That was the bread. Go Philly cheesesteak. You got it.
Wait, I think go Philly cheesesteak. You got it, dude. This guy, I'm telling you, oh my God. I'm about to reveal so many things about myself that I'm going to shed so many different lights on my behavior to you guys right now. Dude, I grew up in an inner city in North Jersey, right? Not very long, up only until I was like a little younger than 10, right? I grew up in an inner city in New Jersey, North Jersey, surrounded by a shit ton of uneducated Puerto Ricans, black dude, all sorts of uneducated minorities that all bragged about shit just like this. Like when you got a guy that doesn't know anything and then they get like just a little bit of knowledge on something, they're ready to explain it to the world as if nobody fucking did. It's like, dude, you're 10 years behind, bro. You're 10 years behind. This is like watching a guy in 1980 try to explain to his friends that he just saw this new invention called fucking fire. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? Bread? You'd think that the chef didn't notice that the bread was there? It's fucking Italian. It's nasty. Okay? He doesn't care. He's making a fucking sea bass ceviches and spinalis. He's making all sorts of sarsaparillas and shit. He doesn't need the bread. Okay? Nobody needs the bread. I love that. He goes, my magnificent mind. I saw that one ingredient. It was the bread. Watch it. I love you. It was the bread. Oh.
But because my magnificent mind told me, chef, go with something else. I saw a secret ingredient. I don't think the chef saw it. That was the bread. Go Philly cheesesteak. You got it.
Wait, I thought you said it was Italian beef.
Hybrid?
Hybrid. Kind of a mix.
That'll go. That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Wow. All right.
Wow. Well done, chef. Thank you.
Good. So excited.
Just that'll do pig to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Red wine, tomato, onion. It should be fine-ish.
Well, first of all, again, with the... What are you doing?
I don't eat the ends.
I don't eat the ends.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I don't eat the ends. Dude, Rob Eiler, I'm telling you, he has to stay. This is why he stayed off camera for fucking 20 years when The Sopranos was done. Because every single person that was like around him in their personal lives was like, dude, once you got sober, like you became the biggest fucking homo I don't eat the ends. What? I don't eat the ends of the bread. What, you don't eat puss either? Huh? You don't do that one bite puss review like Dave Portnoy? Huh? This guy. What else don't you eat? He's like one of those. You know, I used to have a friend growing up. The guy wouldn't eat cereal with milk in it. Well, he didn't like the fucking milk to get soggy. He didn't want the milk to get soggy. This guy's fucking mom would buy like boxes and boxes and boxes of cereal. He liked to eat it that much. He never put a thing of milk in it. And that wasn't even the weirdest fucking thing that this kid ate. But he was that picky. This guy reminds me, and I won't say that. I'm going to leave this guy out of it. Rob Eiler over here. I don't eat the ends.
Well, first of all, look at the portion size comparison.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting way more value
Yeah,
here.
a lot of value in this. Phillips was just like a delicious bite.
Let's take a sniff first.
Yeah. It's such an interesting aroma.
It hits you in the throat.
Look at the difference.
Yeah, that is.
All right, watch this. Watch
Look
how
at the
he cut
difference
this.
between the two sides here.
Yeah.
Look at how fancy cut this fucking bread, bro. He sliced the bread down the middle. It's like one sliver on one side and then the full loaf of bread on the other side. The sandwich is barely holding on for dear life. It almost looks like as if he was trying to skin the bread and then gave up halfway through and then put the sandwich in the part that he cut. It looks insane.
Yeah, that's this.
You see what I mean? So,
yep. Josh, you do the honors.
No, Tom, you know, this is your show.
It is, but you're my guest.
Oh.
Look at that.
Wow. Yep.
What's the first thing you taste?
It was only bell pepper.
Rob, would you like to?
I did.
You did?
No, he didn't.
Yeah. I
No,
was
he
the first
didn't.
one to bite it.
He didn't.
I was the first one to bite
He's
it.
fucking lying.
All right.
Look, Rob lies about it. Rob's like, I don't know, man. Didn't you see me? I took off the whole end and I threw it in the trash. He's like, I don't eat the ends.
Never tasted anything like this. And the bread is it's hot and crispy.
Yep.
It's the perfect texture.
I like it too.
Now, who will win?
He is a great opponent,
Final decision.
but Fancy Chef is the champ.
All right, so let's talk about what we had.
Yeah.
Fancy Chef gave us a vegetable kind of medley that we all thought was going to be thrown into a pan, and then he threw a curveball, and it was just those raw ingredients. Then we moved on
to dessert.
His most famous dish, champagne
Curveball, get
flute,
you.
strawberries, blueberries, raspberries for some, not for all. There was alcohol-infused whipped cream and also more alcohol. It was a one-of-a-kind dessert. And so the final dish that he delivered, he saw something that he believes Philip didn't even recognize was there, which is bread. And he made a Philly cheesesteak / Italian beef sandwich.
Yeah, with Parmigiano.
So Philip, he started with a sea bass ceviche, which I must say was really well prepared, but also it's like, you know, I've had sea bass ceviche. Next, the spinalis, and there was also some cauliflower puree and some asparagus.
Really seasoned perfectly.
Really good flavors. Was there bread? No.
No bread.
And then lastly, passion fruit panna cotta. Where are the strawberries?
Yeah, and was I supposed to eat the nuts in the bottom?
It's confusing. You're like, where's the booze? You're the chef. I think you should vote first.
You know, Fancy Chef was kind of beating his own drum here. You know, he was following his heart, not the Michelin Man.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it to Fancy Chef on this
Damn
one.
right.
Philip is just.
That's 1 point for Fancy, bro. I was betting on this shit when I was watching. I put out a fucking like a FanDuel parlay on this. I had so much money riding on this shit.
Staring daggers into us. I know this means a lot to him, just because I love his restaurants and I want to continue to go to them. Well, also there was a lot of alcohol and I have been sober 12 years. I have to give this to Philip. I'm sorry.
Holy cow. We have a tie right now.
Wow. This is what it all comes down to.
I don't know how he's gonna make this decision. He's just launched a podcast too.
It's good for the brand.
I know. I've just never had anything like Fancy's food. I'm gonna have to give it to Fancy Chef.
Wow.
Whoa!
Fancy Chef, you win the competition.
Fancy Chef is the fucking winner.
Oh my God! I
can't believe standing ovation.
I couldn't believe it either. Guys, if I wasn't completely naked underneath the desk, I would also do a standing ovation. I can fix my posture a little bit though.
Congratulations.
And congratulations! Not only do you win the competition, we are awarding you a Michelin star. And we got.
Do I have to like give him mine?
It's a brand. Yeah, you give
how
him.
That works.
You're gonna give him one of yours.
I think that the judges went for perhaps the more abstract artist today. We might need at least two of them to get psychologically evaluated after their decision.
I got one of his stars. I know he wasn't happy about that, but that was the rules from the beginning of the contest.
Yeah, I didn't lose my Michelin star. You can't actually take a Michelin star.
He lost his Michelin star. I'm going to tell you that shit right now. He lost it. Fancy got the Michelin star. Okay? Look at this guy. I'm in Texas. This guy. Let's give it up for Fancy Chef, man. You gotta love that Fancy Chef, dude. Gotta love good old Fancy Chef. I think we're gonna take a little bit of a smoke break, right? Maybe turn on some tunes just a little bit of tunes, right? You know? But as always, I'd like to thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Lost Docs Media. Be sure to call in to the show if you want to leave a voicemail and get it listened to on the show. We have a voicemail this episode that we'll be listening to a little later. That number is going to be 316-396-0025. Call in and leave your voicemail for the show. As of now, before we get into this next segment, we're going to have a couple puffs, listen to a couple tunes, and then maybe we'll dive into a little bit of Steiny on the Adam Friedland Show.
Streetlights felt so right. You blew my mind, yeah, you stole my soul. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to go. Junebug cake. Give me those Junebug shake. Fireflies under Tennessee skies. Rebel hearts beating in the summer night's disguise. Broken curfews, whispers in the dark. You know our story left a mark. Hey Junebug, your lap was reckless, right? Hey Junebug, your lap was reckless, right? Hey Junebug, down by the creek, your love was wild, oh made me weak. Radio blaring infectious beats. Give me this life so sweet. Fireflies under Tennessee skies.
So, we're about to dive into this Steiny on the Adam Friedland Show. You guys know this Steiny? Remember, we talked a lot about Steiny on the show. If you're a listener of the show, then you know who Steiny is. If you're not a listener of the show and you're just popping in, you know who Steiny is, okay? Nelk Boys, we've talked about him. The internet knows him. I'm not explaining anything new here. But I'll tell you what is new, Steiny's appearance on the Adam Friedland Show. Steiny has never been on the Adam Friedland Show. And a character like Steiny showing up on the Adam Friedland Show, in my opinion, is a mistake. If you're a guy like Steiny, you want to be involved in the funny stuff, yeah, but you want people to take you seriously. You want to be the one doing the jokes. You don't want to be the butt end of the joke. You know, that's very much how Steiny is. You jump on a show like the Adam Friedland Show, I mean, you're going to be the butt end of the joke, right? And that's pretty much what Adam's good for. Adam will make you the ass end of the joke, no matter who you are, if you end up on his show. He'll do it to you when he's on your show, too. I watched him make a complete ass of Steve-O for a full hour and 20 minutes on Steve-O's own podcast. Steve-O's trying to get, like, real quick. Hey, man, what's your thoughts on the Israel-Palestine conflict? It's like, Adam Friedland's not the guy to ask that shit, right? He's a fucking weirdo. And he kind of took this new angle when he went to interview Steiny. He kind of went on this, like, obsessive kick. Like, the first 8 minutes of this episode was Steiny kind of doing this whole shtick where he's like, who are the Nelk Boys? What is it even about the Nelk Boys that people like? Like, I got this new obsession with the Nelk Boys. I couldn't stop watching their content because I was completely infatuated with I couldn't understand why everybody liked them. You know, that was like the whole angle that he took here. So he's spinning this. He goes, I was so obsessed with them that I had to end up getting one of them on the show just so I could understand how these guys think. And that's where we get this interview, this one night with Steiny. Adam Freeland is about to have one night with Steiny. Let's check out the intro. Good old Steiny on the Adam Freeland Show.
That. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to welcome from the Nelk Boys, Steiny. My brother.
Let's give it up, Steiny.
Welcome to New York, dude.
Dude, thank you. Good?
Look at that. Do you see that? How awkward was that? Steiny comes in, daps him, goes, yeah, man, dude, thank you, man. Gives him a nice little dap, and then stands there awkwardly, waiting for Adam to go, you can sit down now. Steiny like can't think for himself. He's that big of an idiot. He can't think for himself. Watch this. Watch as he walks in. Soon as he daps up Adam, he like waits there. He's like standing there like a fucking soldier. Sir, I await your orders. You have to tell him to sit down, Adam. He doesn't come like right out the box ready to go. You have to like train him.
That's good, bro. How are you? My brother, welcome to New York, dude.
Dude, thank you.
Just stands there. Just stands there. Why don't you sit down, my friend? What is he? It's almost like Steiny thought that Steiny was supposed to sit in Adam's seat. Like he's like standing there waiting for Adam to like move so that he can sit down next to the container of Happy Dad. Bro, you got Happy Dads all over the place. You don't need to sit down in that chair.
Good?
That was a great moment right here. We got one moment. How are you?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
You're at the UFC this weekend?
Straight from Montreal, yeah.
Ringside.
Ringside.
Dana White.
Dana White.
That's your life.
It's my life.
Dude,
it's one of my fathers, bro. It's like
What's
a second dad to me.
How are you going to disrespect your father like that?
That's not no disrespect to him.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
I know. He's huge in my life.
He's a mentor.
So. Yeah,
Have you had mentors along the way? Like people that...
Look, watch. I want you to make sure you remember the fact that Adam just got like on Steiny's case about disrespecting his father. Remember that. Remember that for later on in the interview. So we got Steiny coming in. Good old Steiny. Nice little awkward moment right there, right? Now, this is where Adam's about to tell Steiny how much he's watched Steiny's content. He's like, I'm obsessed about you. I'm obsessed. You know, Adam does it. He goes, what are you talking about? I'm obsessed with it. He like hires his voice when he's trying to like fuck with people. He'll be like, no, I'm being like 100% serious. What would make you think I'm not being serious all of a sudden? I'm not being serious. I'm being totally serious.
I've watched so much Nelk. Caleb and I in the studio have watched so much Nelk for the last 2 weeks. It's like, you know, like when there's an FBI agent, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like surveilling.
I saw your board in the back. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You saw it?
It looks like you're trying to solve a crime. There's a board in the back with yarn and shit.
Oh.
I saw that. I don't know if I was supposed to.
I got to the bottom of it.
But
And
you
Netanyahu,
I saw my
you're
dad's
on
photo
notice.
on there.
You what?
My dad's photo's on there.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you went really deep.
I got your brother, your twin bro.
Oh, you got my bro on there too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn.
I just want to get
So listen, this is how much Adam's going out of his way to fuck with Steiny's head. Steiny thinks this is real. He goes, yeah, I saw in the back you had like a whole cork board with like everyone's photos on it. You know, you were doing like the like how they do in the movies. You had like yarn like going from photo to photo. Like this person's connected to that person. You have my dad's photo over here. And then Adam's like, oh, I got more than your dad. I got your brother on there. I got your sister on there. He's like, I got them all. Dude, I've been planning this for all of 2.5 weeks. He's literally just got on the subject of Steiny 2 weeks ago. He said it himself. He's fucking with Steiny. He's trying to make it seem that way, right? That's what I would think. If I walked in there and saw that like that, I wouldn't think that he was being serious. I'd be like, oh, this guy's trying to like fuck with me. He's trying to get into my head like before the interview. And Steiny is too stupid to put that thought together. Too dumb.
With you guys. I want to get,
Dude, I don't know if you'd be a good fit.
Why not, dude?
I don't know. You just don't give me the vibe.
You think that they think I'm pussy?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
I really think they think you're.
Yeah,
pussy,
but what
bro.
if you said I'm cool? You don't
That,
think
my word of me saying that you're cool might not be enough, bro.
You don't think Steve would like me?
I don't know you well enough yet.
I feel like Steve.
Look, now Adam's trying to get in his head. You don't think the boys would like me? You don't think all those big buff Nelk boys? You don't think they'd like me? Steiny already giving him the cold shoulder. He goes, bro, we wouldn't hang out with you, bro. You're a fucking bitch. All right? We're trying to fuck bitches. We're not trying to hang out with bitches like you. You know what I mean? So now watch this. This is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a big time code right here for us. Okay? Because remember I told you how Adam is trying to give off the impression that he's fucking with Steiny. And Steiny's not catching on to the joke. Like I said, you see that cork board, it's like, that's a little too, you know what I mean? It's a little much, right? To actually be real. But then Adam starts throwing these fucking curveballs at Steiny that just starts sending him in like this tailspin. Like Steiny doesn't know what the hell's going on. Because Adam gives Steiny the full fucking Nardwar, bro. Adam goes full Nardwar. He starts reciting Steiny's social security number and shit. He starts asking Steiny all these questions that Steiny's like, where the fuck are you getting this information from? And it starts blowing Steiny's mind. Watch this.
Yes.
Your father was an attorney also, and he had a lot of athlete clients. From what I
he still
understand.
is.
He still is.
Yeah.
And so, were you around like a lot of like professional athletes growing up?
Yeah.
No
No troll.
Broncos.
Yeah.
I saw you were a ball boy for the Broncos.
Jesus, bro. What the fuck? How the fuck? Where did you see that?
During the Jay Cutler years, I saw that you were a ball
bro,
boy.
what the fuck? You really do research like that?
Yeah, I've been studying everything about you for about 2.5 weeks now.
God damn.
You saw the
Wait, do you
pin
watch
board.
football?
Dude, I know everything
Okay,
about
where did Jay
sports.
Cutler go to college?
Vanderbilt.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
Wow. Good. I'm impressed.
You ever meet TD?
Who?
Terrell Davis? The best running back
Yeah,
ever
of
for the
course.
Broncos, dude?
Yeah, obviously.
Look at that. Steiny blown away by the facts and then tries to get Adam on that little football thing. Look, Steiny looks at a guy like Adam, just like I said. He looks at Adam, he goes, no way this bitch knows about football. So Steiny's trying to turn the tables on him, right? To like get Adam to stop doing this like invasive line of questioning. And he goes, well, do you know anything about football? And then he tries to question him. Oh, well, what college did this person go to? Adam hits him with that Vanderbilt. Now Steiny's mind is really fucking blown. Steiny was like, whoa, my fucking plan has completely failed me. Like the tables are now turned back on me.
You ever met
30?
You ever meet Eric Cartman?
No. I would love to, though. If I could meet anyone, that's who I'd want to meet.
I wish South Park was
But
real.
South Park was probably 20 minutes from me.
Your grandparents, though, they were in the Showa, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were immigrants and your dad, like, kind of, like, made it as, like, a first-generation Jewish boy.
They came to America speaking no English.
A first generation what?
And then moved to Colorado, and then my dad went to CU, and then went to law school.
Boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild 420 over there.
I went there, too.
Yeah, so did your brother.
And guess who else did?
Who?
My sister.
Oh, your sister?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He DM'd my sister.
No, she asked me.
Uh-oh. Steiny calling out Adam. He DM'd my sister. This might turn the tables. This one actually might turn the tables. Is Adam going to freak out?
My sister.
She followed me, and I wanted a little info.
No, I don't even care.
Of course, you were at Pi Kappa Phi.
Fuck,
And you had the nickname Xanax.
Wait, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Look, Adam's winning again, bro. Steiny, you almost had him. Why are you fucking letting off on this? Steiny seriously could have, like, really fucked with Adam in this one instance right here. Like, you had it. You brought up the sister DMs, bro. Why don't you fucking, like, twist the knife a little bit instead of letting him fucking turn it on you? Now he keeps asking. Now he brings up his fraternity where he went when he was in college. He's pulling out information Steiny has never made public online. That shouldn't be enough to fucking shake you. Fuck with him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He DM'd my sister.
No, she asked me.
He DM'd my sister.
She followed me, and I wanted a little info.
No, I don't even care.
Of course, you were at Pi Kappa Phi.
Fuck,
And you had the
Look at
nickname
him.
Xanax.
Wait, whoa.
Steamrolled like a bitch, dude. Come on, Steiny. What the fuck?
Whoa.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the Wizards chest, though. What was yo-yoing class like at the Wizard's Chest?
Dude, there was a yo-yoing phase. I feel like when I was in like 6th grade, and there was this place called the Wizard's Chest where you would go for
school.
But it was like a wizard school.
Did they take you out?
Dude, Steiny really is a fucking idiot, bro. Just to look and see how serious his face is, he goes, but it was like a wizard school, bro. Like, rich kids should not be able to have children, bro. You can't send your kid, you can't be like paying to send your kids to fucking wizard school when we have like legitimate world problems that we need solving, bro. Like, you serious? This is the future generations. You want to fucking send them to wizard school so that they could be yo-yo masters? So that Steiny could fucking learn how to rock the cradle and shit? Come on, dude. What are you, fucking high? Rich people, you cannot do this. If you're rich, if you make over like $1 million a year, your kid should have to go to public school. Because somebody in the house needs to be cemented in some form of fucking reality. You can't just all be fucking living in this rich bubble and sending your kids to fucking wizard school to be yo-yo masters like Steiny. And Steiny, watch, this is the one thing I love about Steiny. He's like the most fucking confident, cocky dude in any situation. He's sitting there talking about going to wizard school and becoming a yo-yo master, and then watch, he'll start bragging about his yo-yo set. He'll be like, dude, I had the sickest fucking yo-yo set. It's like the gayest thing that you could possibly be involved in as a child, and he will still brag about the fact that he was involved in it.
Yo-yoing class like at the Wizard's Chest?
Dude, there was a yo-yoing phase. I feel like when I was in like 6th grade, and there was this place called the Wizard's Chest where you would go for
school.
But it was like a wizard school.
Did they take you out of real school to go to wizard school?
This is like grad school.
And you could walk the dog?
I was nice, and obviously I had a nice yo-yo set because I was fortunate.
Of course, you went to snowboarding camp at Windell Snowboarding, and they made you chug a bunch of milk.
Dude.
Steiny, what? Just chill, bro.
These are like things that I've forgotten about in my life.
Yeah.
I did do that, yeah.
I talked to Livy List, and she told me...
Whoa, do you see Steiny's face right there? Dude, Steiny is like, yo, which one of those hoes was that? Look, watch when I talked to Livy List. Steiny's eyes get so goddamn wide, like he's seen a ghost. Watch this.
Yeah.
I did do that, yeah.
I talked to Livy List.
Look at Steiny. Look at his eyes. He goes, I talked to Livy List. Steiny's fucking like, what? You talked to who? He's Steiny's drowning in pussy. A guy like Steiny, you know he's drowning in puss. He's covered in it. He's probably got so much puss on him right now. He's probably got a couple pusses in his back pocket as we speak. And so Adam could be bringing up someone from 2 hours ago or 2 years ago. Steiny has no idea. Look at his face. You talked to who? Oh. I talked to Livy List.
My life.
Yeah.
I did do that, yeah.
I talked to Livy List, and she told me about hiding in the garage. Do you have any info, like apparently, like, you never admitted it to your family?
That was like really personal.
If I said the name Tommy Smith, what would that mean to you?
Oh my
God. Yo, watch. Remember the last time we talked about Steiny? I did a whole segment on him where it was an episode of his podcast, One Night in Steiny, where his sister just called him out nonstop about true stories on how he's the biggest piece of shit you'll ever meet in your entire life. And he says, who's Tommy Smith? Adam Friedland says this to Steiny. Steiny is like going through his mind. He goes, I cannot believe this guy actually got this fucking information. He has no choice but to explain himself now. And when you hear his explanation, you're going to know how big of a piece of shit this guy is. Steiny is the pieciest of shit. Like, and I'm kind of like with him because he wears it like a badge of honor. He's not one of those like people that like he's like trying to pretend to be this like righteous dude. Steiny knows, bro. Like, he knows he's a piece of shit. He can't deny it.
Tommy Smith was an alias I had when I was with a girl, and I didn't want her to know my identity.
In high school?
Yeah.
You would say Tommy Smith, and then you would say, of course, that you were
another school, and then I was like, oh,
the
she's
quarterback of your
cornerback.
team. Cornerback. Tell me the story about your.
So in high school, Steiny already had this like Chad fucking Andrew Tate training going on. He was the Tate of his school in, where was it, Colorado, I think he said he grew up. Steiny was dating girls and telling, like, from other schools and telling them that his name was Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith, bro. Girls must be real fucking dumb that way. To buy some shit like that. His name was Tommy Smith. He was the cornerback of the varsity football team. Yo, Steiny's a fucking piece of shit, bro. He's crazy. He's so fucking crazy. And watch, this is going to get wilder, bro. This is going to get wilder. Adam's going to keep prying. He's going to keep twisting this knife with all this personal information on him.
Your principal trying to run you over with a car.
Okay, so we moved when I was in middle school.
Okay.
And I got I did not go to a private school, but I went to a private school for 6 months.
Yeah.
Before. So I'd never gone to a private school. I went to private school for 6 months. And we fucked around. You know what I mean, in school.
Yeah, I know.
We caused issues. That was not smooth the way you opened that at all. But
I think it was.
What do you think of the taste?
Tastes the wild cherry. It tastes incredible.
Yeah.
What was it like having a successful dad, though?
Just tough.
Was he a hard ass?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he want for you?
Huh?
What did he want for you? Like,
he didn't care about me. It was all about him.
Ooh, Steiny, that's big words, bro. Steiny's dad, who took care of him, who sent him to wizard school when he was young to become a yo-yo master. This is what you're going to say about this guy. That he didn't care about you. He gave you everything, Steiny. So he didn't pay attention to you a little bit, man. Wouldn't you rather have all the fucking presents under the Christmas tree growing up? I know I would have. I would have liked to have had the PS fucking 2 and the 3, all the crazy different fucking games and Lego sets and all. Bro, if I had a rich dad, he could have not paid attention to me at all. I would have been totally fine. Be like, I'll let the nannies handle all the dad stuff. If you're rich enough, you can get your nannies to teach your kid how to be a man. If you're rich enough, you could do it. You could hire some butchy broad from fucking Bulgaria or something like that. She could teach your kid how to do the whole thing. Change a tire, how to fucking change the oil in your car, carpentry skills, taking out the trash, all the manliest shit that's supposed to happen around the house, you could learn if you're rich enough with nannies. You could do it all. You don't need to have your parents pay attention to you every second of the day. Excuse me. You saw that? Little sneeze action, bro. I almost didn't make it to that fucking sneeze button. Now, watch. Steiny trashes his dad like this. Watch what Adam does with that information.
For you, like,
he didn't care about me. It was all about him. I was paying rent growing up.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Come on, that's not.
It was a huge house. I had to pay rent, dude. I had to work. That was what I was taught. Tough love. Came home one time with a 3.8 GPA, and it wasn't.
I have to make a phone call right now. I'm sorry. It's like a little.
This is crazy, bro.
I'm sorry, dude.
Okay,
Look,
you know.
So now Adam's fucking with Steiny even more. In the middle of him talking shit on his dad, he pulls out his phone and goes, I have to make a phone call right now. And Steiny's taking this as disrespect. Steiny's about to go, I'm going to make my own phone call.
It's like a little.
This is crazy, bro.
I'm sorry, dude.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to make a phone call, too.
Don't worry about it, dude.
No, I'm making a phone call myself.
No.
Hey, Adam, what up?
Harvey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Adam?
I'm here with your son, Arri.
What the fuck?
Adam calls his fucking dad. He calls Steiny's dad in the middle of the interview. Right after Steiny just got done going, my dad didn't care about me. All he cared about was himself growing up. I had to pay rent. We lived in a $10 million house. I had to pay rent when I was growing up as a kid. With what? Your allowance? This is what's crazy. Steiny probably was getting allowance from his dad and then had to pay rent to his dad with that allowance. So Steiny probably never lost any money throughout that entire exchange, right? And what his dad was actually doing was teaching him the value of money and how to be responsible with it. That's probably exactly what was happening. Steiny probably never lost an actual cent out of that. And the whole time he's paying rent to his dad. It's probably not how that worked. Like I said, his dad was probably just trying to teach him a lesson. And then look, your father goes out of his way to teach you the responsibilities of money without you losing money in the end. Mind you, probably while all this is going on, Steiny's dad probably has like an account set away for him, like a little trust fund type thing, gonna hook him up when he turns 18. It's like that's the point that you're using to say that your dad was a bad guy, is that he made you pay rent. Okay. That's, it's crazy is like when I graduated high school, because I didn't go to college right away, I actually had to pay rent to my mom when I lived there until I moved out when I was 19. So for the year that I lived there, I had to pay rent because I didn't go to college right away. So this is how that shit worked. When I was doing that, I actually had a job. And it was me who was actually losing the goddamn money. My mom never gave it back. I don't think that she was wrong in doing that. I don't think that she was a bad person for doing that. I mean, could she have made a couple better decisions growing up so that we had it better off? Yes. I would have liked to have had a rich mom who was a basketball lawyer like fucking Steiny's dad was. That would have been pretty cool. That would have been pretty awesome. So now Steiny's sitting there. He just gets done talking all this shit on his dad, who just, trying to raise him the way any man should, with a head on his shoulders. And Steiny's sitting there. Now he doesn't know what to do. Adam calls his dad right in the middle of the interview.
What up?
Harvey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Adam?
I'm here with your son, Aaron.
Dad, you're a fucking loser.
Let's get down to it. What do you make of his association with people that are kind of ushering in this era of fascism currently in this country?
I'm not convinced that they're ushering fascism in. I think that Aaron has a good head on his shoulders, and I think that he's trying to do what's right for the country, and he feels
this is
that.
a classic
and I think
lawyer
that his heart is in the right place.
You're unreal.
He has access to somebody who's a decision maker, and if you have that access and you want to try to do the right thing in your mind and have influence upon that decision maker, what better person would you want than Aaron?
It's true. Yeah.
Listen, so his dad, as soon as he gets on the phone, Aaron, Steiny, Mr. Aaron, double Aaron, calls him a fucking loser, and then his dad gives some canned lawyer response about how my son's the greatest boy that I raised my son to be the coolest man. Him and his friends are doing awesome, and Steiny he's an awesome dude to have in your network. It's like, what? That if I was Adam, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, bro, we're supposed to be embarrassing him right now. What are you doing?
Yeah. I just have one last thing to share with you.
Yeah.
He referred to Mr. Dana White as his real dad.
Well, for all I know, that may be true.
Sir, you're an officer of the court. He impeached your good name in public, and after everything you've done for him.
I think maybe he impeached his mother's good name, not mine.
Why is that?
Think it through. Well, if Dana White's his father, that would implicate his mother, wouldn't it? As opposed to me?
You're tearing this family apart.
No, he's too smart, bro. Fuck. I would have never thought about that part.
Do you have to have a discussion with...
Look, they can't even get... This guy's such a good lawyer. They can't even fucking prank him on the phone. Look at this. This is bullshit.
Your wife know?
Dad, why are you talking to Adam?
Okay, sir, thank you so much. This has been a prank this entire time.
I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for everything you've done for Aaron, despite the fact that...
Not being loved as a kid, yeah.
Apparently, you're much more appreciative than he appears to be.
Well, I've grown quite close with my father, and...
well, good.
We didn't always see eye to eye.
I felt like...
We didn't always see eye to eye.
This is my father you're talking to. Dad,
Well, I was in the middle of a story.
Yes, sir. I will tell you, Adam, for what it's
We
worth.
had an operating theory.
Yo, don't cut him off. This is my dad speaking.
Whoa.
You cut me off while I was telling that story about how my mom died. Okay.
Now the two Steinbergs are going against Adam. Adam's, dude, one of these Steinies on the goddamn phone. Steiny Senior's on the goddamn phone. How are they bullying Adam right now in this moment? This was great because this all, like, the second that you see the phone pull out and you see Adam go like, oh, hey, Mr. Steinberg, I'm here with your son. It's like, okay, you think that this is going to be good. You're like, oh, all this buildup, and now it's about to pay off. And it just blows up in Adam's face. Steiny's dad does nothing to embarrass him. And then now Steiny and his father are bullying you on the goddamn phone.
This is my dad speaking.
You cut me off while I was telling that story about how my mom died. Okay, continue.
So what I was going to say, Adam, just for the record.
All right, hurry up.
100, give me my 30 seconds of fame, please. He has a good heart, and he actually, let me correct you, he is a good man.
He's a man you should be proud of.
I am, very much so.
So what's up with you?
All right, dude.
All right,
we're good.
Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Harvey. I'll call you after. Okay, bye. Anyway, let's get back to the interview.
I love that, dude. You got to give it up. I mean, good effort on Adam's part, right? And I thought that was going to be it. I was like, dude, that's going to be like the most climactic part of the episode, and that wasn't even really that good. Like all that, like Nardwar or whatever the fuck. You guys know who I'm talking about? That guy that interviews rappers, and he has like that real weird voice. And he's like, hey, Jay-Z, how's it going? Like, but that guy does that shit. He'll like start asking these rappers questions that they're like, yo, the only person I ever told that to was my baby mama back in 1987. You know, and they're like, how do you know that? You a Fed, bro? You working for the Feds, not what? Like, so, like, when I saw Adam doing it, I was like, oh, this is fucking genius. Like, he's actually fucking, and then it all built up to the phone call and then nothing. I was like, this is some bullshit. But Adam saved it with one last final question. This is the question that I was needing the answer to from the second this interview started. This was the first thing that popped into my mind as far as questions go. And I thought that I was going to go through the entire interview having this go unanswered. Luckily, Adam brought this question to life. Watch this.
Who he is. Has anybody ever offered you like one of those guys to come on your show and they'll pay you?
Yeah, a lot. Bezos, Zuckerberg.
No, not like that, but just like a random guy or anything like that.
To pay me to do this show?
Yeah.
Most certainly not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had, I don't know, you. Who else have we had? Scumbag Vinny. Who else have you? Have people offered like a...
Yeah.
Do
like
people offer like a big bag to like do full send podcast?
Yeah.
And you've accepted?
No.
No.
And to just do like a reel with me and shit like that. And I've said no.
You don't do that?
No.
Spawn Con?
No.
What's your number though?
A lot.
Like,
honestly, I don't even think I would do it.
For what?
Look, now watch this, Steiny. Adam goes, what's your number? How much would you accept if somebody wanted to be on like the Full Send podcast or wanted to do like a reel with you? How much would you accept? Steiny, right away, being a man of integrity, he goes, honestly, man, I don't even think I would do it. Like, if anybody offered me, like, any amount of money, like, I'm good, bro. I'm making my own bags and shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
Like,
honestly, I don't even think I would do it.
For what?
I don't think I would do it at all.
What about $1 million?
Yeah, done.
$1 million. Yeah, done. What the fuck? As soon as he said, he goes, yeah, honestly, I don't even think I would do it, bro. I don't even think I would do it. He goes, what about $1 million? He goes, done. Doesn't even think twice about it. Dude, Steiny is not the type of person that you want to be having like Mexican standoff type situations with. Like if it's a decision between his mom on one racetrack and a treasure chest full of bands, you know, crispy hundreds, you know, it's $10 million in that chest on a different fucking train track. I said racetrack. If Steiny's mom was on one train track and a fucking treasure chest full of $10 million was on another, Steiny would choose the $10 million on the other one. He'd go, man, you know what I could do with all that goddamn cash, bro? I could be making shit happen. You know, that's the kind of guy Steiny
is. So you would...
For $1 million? Fuck yeah.
You would suck a dick for $1 million?
No, I did not say that at all.
It's just one suck dick.
Ooh, Adam twisting it on him. You suck a dick for $1 million? I love that. I like how Adam pulled this one off on him. Because it was very smooth the way Adam did that. Like, you wouldn't even, I don't even think Steiny, like, almost didn't pick up on it.
You don't do that?
No.
Spawn con?
No.
What's your number, though?
A lot.
Like,
honestly, I don't even think I would do it.
For what?
I don't think I would do it at all.
What about $1 million?
Yeah, done.
So you would...
For $1 million? Fuck yeah.
You would suck a dick for $1 million?
No, I did not say that at all.
It's just one suck dick.
No.
It's $1 million.
I can't do that. Would you do it?
Yeah, it's for $1 million.
You do it for $1 million. That's your price.
What?
We could actually probably find someone out there that would do that.
No one's going to give you $1 million that suck their penis.
I think someone would pay me that. If they could film it, then I think
How does it change your life if you suck one penis for $1 million?
Well, is it filmed or not filmed?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because if it's filmed and they can take that out there, then...
For porn?
Yeah, then they could probably
I
make it back.
don't know if I would do porn.
See, now Steiny's doing OnlyFans logistics in his mind. He goes, $1 million in OnlyFans. It's like, someone will pay $1 million for a dick suck because they'll probably make like 10 million just based off of like the ads that they'll make off of the views on the videos. And then they'll post it to like Pornhub, X videos, X and X, and all these other websites. And then they'll end up tripling their investment. So I think it's totally possible. He's doing like all this OnlyFans math in his mind. He knows exactly. He goes, somebody's paying for that $1 million dick suck.
Porn in general. But
no,
like,
I wouldn't. I've already thought about it.
Yeah, but like if it's just one penis suck, I don't think it changes anything other than the fact that I have $1 million. Would you suck a penis for $2 million?
No.
What about $5 million? No. $5 million is so much money.
I can't do it for that.
What about, okay, 100
Dude,
million.
I can't do
100 million.
Okay, now you're speaking a little bit closer.
Okay.
There we go. Now you're speaking a little bit closer to my man's language. $100 million. I mean, Steiny will suck a dick for $100 million.
Okay, 100
Dude,
million.
I can't
100 million.
Okay, now you're speaking a little bit closer.
There you go. Now you're speaking a little bit closer. Steiny will suck a dick for $100 million. If any of you got it out there like that, you know what I mean? I think Jeff Bezos could pull that off. A guy like Jeff Bezos, he probably gets his dick sucked like kids, from kids like, I can't talk. Jeff Bezos is probably getting his dick sucked by kids that look like Steiny on a regular basis. But they're not famous like Steiny is, right? They're nobodies. These are like Jeffrey Epstein Island types. You get your dick sucked by Steiny. I mean, that might be worth $100 million. For a guy like Jeff Bezos? I mean, he's married to that lady that's got like the plastic surgery. She looks crazy. She looks like a mutant. So I would imagine Jeff Bezos would take a good old top job from Steiny for $100 million. I think it'd be possible. I think we can make it happen. And you already heard it from Steiny right here. Now you're talking a little closer to my language.
What about, okay, 100
Dude,
million.
I can't
100 million.
Okay, now you're speaking a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah. But you said you do it for $1 million. I want to make that very clear. You said you do it for $1 million.
That's so much money.
I'm at the $100 million. I'd rather.
I
want
to send my kids to college one day. Well, you know, I'm getting engaged and stuff.
See, Steiny wants to make sure that everybody knows. He goes, well, Adam's gayer than I am because I said $100 million and Adam only said 1. So let's give it up for Steiny, dude. The world knows. Now we all know that Adam Friedland is just that much gayer than you are because he'd suck a dick for $1 million as opposed to you sucking a dick for $100 million. You know, it's good shit. It's good shit. You know what I mean? Good shit. You know, you smell me? All right. So what are we going to dive into next? I'm trying to think here. I got a little bit of Kill Tony, but we also have a voicemail from a listener, and we're running out of time, and we're not going to go crazy on time this episode like we did last week. So let's see. What are these Kill Tony time codes looking like? And then I will make the decision. Are we going to do Kill Tony, or are we going to do the listener voicemail segment? Let's see. What are these time codes? We got we got we got we got Yeah, I mean, we could do a little bit of Kill Tony. We're going to have to blast through this Kill Tony, dude. This one's going to be quick. So we're going to skip Tony's intro. You can see his gay outfit later on, you know what I'm saying? I want to start with David Lucas. Dude, David Lucas, you know, they always start Kill Tony. They don't start with the bucket pool. They start with the regular, right? Tony will be like, oh, this is Cam Patterson coming out to start off with a minute. These are one of the regulars. They're killing it. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll bust out, what's the guy? Martin Phillips. He'll do the regular opening spot a lot of times. He comes on stage all, wow. He says, you know, I'm doing comedy. Guy fucking reminds me of like that weird scientist from The Simpsons. If he had like cerebral palsy or some shit. So David Lucas is the regular that's starting out this episode with his minute. Minute bombing like crazy, right? And what's the topic of this bomb? It's all about squirting pussies. Yeah, of course. David Lucas does not fail to deliver when it comes to being a total fucking creep in the comedy world. Let's check out the ass end of this squirting minute that's just nothing but Bombsville. And then we'll take it into Dave getting roasted to shit by Joe DeRosa. Watch this.
But ladies, if you do have to squirt, which we know by now is pee, we just have one request. Just please hydrate. You know what I'm saying? Drink some fucking water, because don't nobody want that mimosa-ass piss you hoes be having. That shit be strong as hell, like mixing Clorox with Fabuloso. I gotta wear goggles to eat your pussy, bitch. All right, that's it. Thank you.
David Lucas.
David Lucas, really phoning it in.
Yeah. I just look at this gay nigga and start laughing.
Who, me?
Nigga, your head too big to be gay.
David, don't you find that the squirt dilutes the barbecue sauce stains that are already on the mattress?
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Yo, Joe DeRosa fucking coming in quick, bro. Joe DeRosa coming in quick, dude. Everybody, look at Tony dying over there. Joe DeRosa with this weird-ass New York. Hey, don't you think that the squirt, like, kind of dilutes the barbecue sauce stains that you have all over your bed sheets, man? You fat fucking bitch. Tony's losing his goddamn mind. Tony's losing his mind off of that one. Listen to Joe wrap up the joke. Joe finishes it off real nice. Joe finishes Dave off real nice. Watch this.
I mean, she's doing you a favor.
Joe DeRosa, big head bitch. When you eat a bitch out, your forehead gonna be giving her tongue kisses.
You have so many food packages delivered to your house, they had to change the name of the app to Post Office Mate.
Boom, roasted. Got him.
You look like you got a football helmet on, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Fucking New York Jets helmet wearing motherfucker. You got a big ass head, nigga. If you headbutt a nigga, you going to jail for murder.
I thought they discontinued chocolate Twizzlers. You have them on your head right now.
Jesus.
You can't see him, though, because Dave is so black. He's like blending into the background. You can barely see the Predator-style braids that he has on the top of his head. And then when you do try to look close enough, you get blinded by the glisten of that fucking sweaty-ass forehead of his. Dave Lucas. Whitest motherfucker in comedy. I said whitest, not whitest.
Jesus Christ, bro. I hate to see you put on a fucking motorcycle helmet, nigga. God damn. How would you be an astronaut, nigga?
I don't know.
I just want to shoot you in it.
David Lucas.
What's up, nigga?
Talking about making girls squirt. Is that a thing that you do? Can you do
Sometimes,
that?
yeah.
How do you do that? What are you sure it's not your sweat that's just there?
Hey, look at Tony over here, gayer than fuck. How do you do that? How do you make a girl squirt? I've never made a girl squirt, but I've only done it to guys before. I know guys do. If you penetrate the guy hard enough, eventually he squirts everywhere. I've never seen it done to a woman before. You know, watch this. This is funny. We're gonna go real quick on this one. This one was kind of a disappointment. They start talking about David Lucas's rider, but then they switch the subject real quick, and this kind of pissed me off because I was like they made it. David Lucas got defensive as soon as they started bringing up the rider. how much food he had on his goddamn rider, David started getting defensive. And they end up changing the subject. It pissed me off. I'm about to start scouring the subreddit, the Kill Tony subreddit, so I could see if I could find what the fuck what was on that rider. Somebody has to have that information on the internet.
How dare you? What do you eat when you're on the road?
Everything. You should see the rider when in the group chat. Everyone gets their order. You should see this motherfucker.
Oh, please tell. Please give me the fucking
Wait,
hot tea.
fuck, I wish I had my phone.
Nigga, the fucking
crazy.
Russian that killed Apollo Creed is trying to roast me.
Look, he's trying to change the subject on him. The Russian that killed Apollo Creed. Shut the fuck up. We all want to hear about that rider, bro. We want to see. Ari's making such a big deal out of it. He's like, dude, if I had my phone, the fucking text that I could show you, the Bible that this guy sends when he puts in his rider request. For those of you who don't know, a rider is like when you have some sort of performing act that's touring, that's going from venue to venue. They do this with like rock stars, comedians, singers, songwriters. If you're some sort of like performing, touring act and you're working specific venues like that, more than likely with like a touring company, like a tour managing company, each venue will ask you like, what's on your rider? Your rider is like the one thing. You have a list. It's like your list, and every venue that you go to, your people give the venue that list, or you give the venue that list if you're a comedian. And the venue gets whatever you want that's on that list and make sure that you have it in the green room for you when you show up to perform. I've talked about this on the show before. A lot of people will do like really wild, stupid shit with this. They'll like start asking, like I've heard stories of like, it was like Mariah Carey. She wanted like only green M&Ms was something that was on her rider. So like some asshole would have to go out and buy as many packs of M&Ms as they possibly could just to sift out the green ones to make sure that she had a bowl of only green M&Ms when she walked into her dressing room, right? But this is the thing. People get crazy with those orders, right? They don't realize. Well, actually, they probably realize, but the public doesn't realize. That money gets taken out of like what they would get paid to perform. So like if you're a comedian and you're getting paid $10,000 to do a weekend at a club, right? And you have a rider that has all this crazy shit on it that totals out to $3,500. You are only going to get paid $6,500 for the gig because they're going to take the $3,500 out of the 10 that you would have made for the weekend. That's how that shit works. So David Lucas is basically having all of these clubs do like his food shopping for him. And then his fat gluttonous ass eats like whatever he possibly can, throws out the rest, moves on to the next club and does it all again. It's all coming out of his pocket. That's what's crazy. So you know a guy like David Lucas, he's not going to let a morsel go to waste. He's going to be like, nah, nigga, I paid for this shit. We eating all of it. He's got half a grocery store in the goddamn green room before every show he does.
I must have distorted you. Get the fuck out of here, boy. With that goddamn wham, bam shirt on. Nigga, that shit look like comic book.
The way he keeps doing jokes, I can tell there's a lot on this rider. I want to know more about the rider.
No! Don't
hit us with the rider.
2 rotisserie chicken.
Oh, dude.
Look, now Dave in the background, he goes, no, don't talk about the rider, please. He's like, I got kids, man. I got kids. Don't talk about my rider like that. I'm trying to fuck bitches on the road. If they end up hearing that I have half a fucking, like, dude, Dave Lucas is the type of person I could see that he wants a Euro machine in his, you know, how they have the meat, like when you go to a Euro place, like a Greek restaurant, they have the meat spinning on the stick and they slice it off to make you a Euro. Dave wants that whole shit in every fucking green room. I could see it.
3 packs of watermelon Kool-Aid.
The producers are like, this is not an easy rider.
It literally just looks like a list of stereotypes. One CD burner.
This guy's got one hell of a chicken bucket list.
1 fire detector with no batteries.
Hey, man, fuck you, nigga. You gonna ask for an avocado-sized ibuprofen, nigga, big head ass.
3 job applications.
Dave Lucas has the blackest things on his rider. Imagine that. I wish all the shit Tony was saying was true, but we'll never know because they changed the fucking subject.
Tony,
a probation officer live in the flesh.
David Lucas's rider, everybody. That's what's waiting for you in green rooms. If you guys,
Tony, you want pickles and cucumbers?
I'm surprised you know what those vegetables are, David. You son of a bitch! How dare you?
Son of a bitch!
We're having fun here, David. You are the greatest person to get a.
Why blow past the rider? Shut the fuck up. David, you're the greatest person to get the golden ticket. Shut the fuck up. We want to hear about the rider. At least I wanted to hear about the rider. I was pissed. I'm being serious. I'm going to end up going on the subreddit and see some asshole out there's got someone who worked at a comedy club that just works in the back somewhere. Somebody has to know that info and is ready to blast it on Reddit out there. I know they are. I just know they are. Now watch this. Oh, this is crazy, man. All right, so these are long time codes. This is why I'm getting kind of weird about this, because we really are running out of time, and I want to get to the listener submitted voicemail. So we're gonna go through and kind of blast through this time code a little bit. There's this like somewhat good looking blonde girl, right, that comes on the stage. She's a bucket pool. She goes up. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to spoil it for you. She bombs. She bombs the entire fucking goddamn thing. Now, here's the thing. Right after she bombs, right, they start interviewing her. Arri Matti is like in love with her. He starts going, oh, she was so funny. She was like the funniest fucking girl ever, blah, blah, blah. And then it starts getting creepy. Wait until you see this. Check this out. This is Cynthia Brazil, everyone.
Hallelujah. That's my time.
Okay.
You saw how that ended. You could hear it. Silence. She bombed. Hard as fuck. Everybody in there was having a moment of silence because her set, it died right there on the spot. Just like how shitty that joke was I just told.
Cynthia Brazil. Man, what's crazy about that set is that the Fuckboy Island thing would have worked had we already not been convinced that you weren't funny before that.
Ouch.
Everything.
Shut up. I loved her.
Really?
Shut up, Tony. Wow. That was amazing. Cynthia.
Wow.
That was incredible, Cynthia. I can totally mentor you later.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Shut up, Tony. Voice of a generation, Cynthia.
See, this is what's crazy to me about this is like, it seems like this is just a joke, right? But look at this. This man right here is evil. You think that he's kidding about that? Where he goes, I could mentor you later, Cynthia. I could totally mentor you. And he's supposed to be Russian. He sounds like fucking Count Dracula. He goes, oh, I could mentor you later, Cynthia. I could suck your blood. Shut the fuck up. So, to me, you know, like we always say, these jokes, they come from a place of truth, right? This guy is saying these jokes, I could mentor you later. I guarantee you, Arri is at comedy clubs doing shows. When he sees, like, good-looking young female comics coming up, he goes, I could mentor you later. Why don't you come to my hotel room? I tell you how to make joke. I tell you how to make fuck, too. You know, Ari's a creep, bro. And watch, this gets creepier. By the end of this, Arri will have his arm around that girl before she leaves the stage. Watch this. You'll see.
Cynthia, how long have you been doing stand-up?
A little less than 3 years.
Have you been on the show before?
No.
Okay, less than 3 years. Where at?
At the Ding Dong Show every Monday with Don Barris.
That's right.
I've done Australia,
How long have you been on the Ding
Brazil.
Dong Show?
It's going to be a year next month.
Wow, that is so cool. I did not know that. So, you've been doing the Ding Dong Show every Monday for a year?
Yes.
And what do you do on the Ding Dong Show? For those of you that don't know, the Ding Dong Show is famously the longest running show at the Comedy Store.
I don't give a fuck about the Ding Dong Show. Skip ahead.
Times, the creator of the great movie Wendy.
Shut the fuck up.
It's hard to describe. I do stand-up.
Right.
Nicole Tran is in it, too. She does stand-up. But there are some people that do their stuff, and they're a little bit, crazy. Well, you're familiar with the people that come here, a little autistic, a little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we welcome everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very open format. So how long of a set do you do there on Mondays?
Now I've been doing 6, but before it was like 10, 15 sometimes. But then Dawn is amazing. Dawn America.
Look, that's how bad this girl was at comedy. She's talking about... This is like one of those cases where like she's like just super hot, so everybody's like giving her all these opportunities because they all want to fuck her. They all get disappointed in the end. The whole time she has a husband. So like that's what I picture this situation. Like she's going, "Oh, Don Barris, he brought me up. I did Australia. I did all these bro." The girl said was dog shit. There ain't no way nobody like that is doing these spots with all these people. She's been on the fucking the Ding Dong show for a year. She started at 15. Now she's whittled down to 6. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? This Don Barris or Don Rickles or whatever the fuck this guy Don is, he's losing faith in her. He goes, man, she's hot. I want to keep her around, but she's fucking bombing on stage. I can't give her 15 anymore. We have to whittle this down a little bit. We give her 6, We'll let her go at 6. And if she keeps wearing short shorts, we won't whittle it down to 4. We might bring her down to 4. She keeps wearing those short shorts. When she comes and does the sets, we'll keep her at 6. That's what this is saying to me. And Arri Matti is loving it. He's another one who's going to fall for the trap. He's going to be, I'm going to mentor you, girl. I'm going to take you on tour. I got a show you want to do. I'm surprised Red Band isn't asking her to do a secret show already.
Mary Jane, so it's been really good to be over there, learning from them and all that stuff.
How many spots a week do you live in LA?
I do.
And so, like, you get out a lot and do spots, open mics and stuff?
I do, yeah. I did, like, a mini tour in Florida with Phil Medina and Jason Schuster. I did East Coast. I've done Australia,
How do you make money?
Let her finish.
Let her finish.
Two shots of whiskey in the green room. What would have happened if you would have done 3?
Go ahead, my angel. I have another tour for you, by the way.
Look at that. That got a little creepy. It went from funny and cheeky to now creepy. Like when he did the whole like, let her finish. And then he goes, continue, my angel. That was like kind of cute. It's kind of cheeky. We get the point of it, and you made a light little joke out of it. It was right there. That was acceptable. I'll take that. But then to push it and go, I have another tour for you, by the way. I bring you on tour so that I can fuck you in every city. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's fucking creepy as hell, bro. Like the creep, that's like so fucking creepy. To me, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not hip with it. Maybe I'm just an old man. To me, that was creepy.
Bottle service and bartending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's in LA.
Yes, that's in LA.
All right. You do bottle service in LA.
Yeah.
Okay. D Madness, I found a new all-blind bar you can go to. It's for blind people that don't care how hot the bottle service girls are.
Wow.
Nobody?
Tony, what the
I'm kidding.
I think it rained twice today.
Okay, I'm kidding, Cynthia. It's an ongoing joke between me and Arri. He likes you. We're doing good cop, bad cop.
Tony, I'm leaving the show.
Ouch.
He's leaving the show.
Cynthia, what do you do for fun? You have kids?
No.
Okay. Yes. Oh, Red Band. Oh, Red Band's got it.
See, now everyone's trying to get it. They're all trying to frick her. I gotta calm down. Everyone on this stage, they're all like making passes at this bitch. I mean, it was funny at first when Arri was doing it, and then he got creepy. Now it's starting to get like a little played out. Like if I was this chick, I'd start short wording these motherfuckers so that they could kick me off the stage real quick. I can't be up there getting harassed by Red Band, Arri Matti. You got a fucking the Estonian assassin. Nah, pass, bro. Pass. She's from Brazil. She don't fall for that Estonian bullshit.
Chance all of a sudden.
What the fuck was that?
You know how to do make body shots? Nothing.
What? Not that kind of club.
Okay. Anyway. Cynthia, what do you do for fun?
I don't know. I don't go out as much now because I'm at a concert venue like 3 times a week. So just, hiking, go to the gym, go to the movies. I started with acting before I...
Did you ever do any acting?
Yeah.
What did you play?
Well, there's a lot of credits on IMDb. So I've done action movies. I've done a kids show too, where I got to sing. That was a really cheesy one.
Why don't we do a little acting scene here?
Oh no!
Why don't we do?
God,
Ari Matti is a secret agent.
Yeah. Ari Matt is a secret agent, and the only way you're going to let her out of the interrogation, is she has to sing to you.
Whoa.
Hey, what the fuck? We don't need that Shakira looking. Look, this girl wants to be Shakira. You ain't short enough, bitch. You guys know Shakira's 4'5". I'm not even kidding. She's like a midget, bro. Shakira's super small, bro. No?
Shakira. That was Shakira.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Look at Ari creeping.
This summer.
Creeping.
What happens when an Estonian secret agent has to interrogate a blonde chick?
Look, here's the thing. You don't got to get up out of your seat for that role. You don't have to do it. You could have sat right here in this nice little chair and been like, "Hey, you blonde lady, I'm a secret agent and I need you to answer these questions." Why are you getting up like this? Why are you creeping over to her like this? This is very strange. There should be, in my opinion, when I'm watching Kill Tony, there should be no reason that any panelist gets anywhere near a bucket pool. Anywhere near them. If the bucket pool comes over to dap you or something, be kind. Help them out. You're probably one of their heroes. Dap them up. Let them get off stage. You don't get up and start fucking hugging bucket pools. Start dapping up bucket pools at the mic. Do you know what I mean? This is not this is not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to break this.
Cynthia, my angel, we have to save the world.
And there it goes, just like that. Throws his arm right around this bitch. Puts his face, he's almost cheek to cheek with her like this. Breathing all in her face and shit like that. He's probably got bad breath. He's been taking shots, drinking whiskey and cokes and stuff like that on stage. His mouth is probably dry as hell, so his breath is probably crazy. Arm completely wrapped around her. And wait until you see when they zoom out. Wait till you see how he's all pushed up against this chick like this.
Okay.
That's good. Improvise.
Look at this. Forcing his leg into her leg like this. This is, you have to call the police. FBI, open up! This is a crime. This is a crime. This is sexual harassment. They barely have a bottled water of space between them. Barely. And he's pushed up on her like this. And look at all the force that he's putting into it. He's leaning all of his weight into this chick. And she's uncomfortable as fuck. And look at her body language. Watch her body language this whole time. Watch it.
We have to save the world, Cynthia. And for this to happen, to stop the nuclear attack on America.
Look at, this is it. Look. See how she's like arching her back a little bit and pushing her waist away from Arri? See that? Pushing her knees forward so that's what's pushing against Ari's leg. See how she's doing this? See how she just widened the gap? It used to just be a bottle of water between them. Now she's widening the gap. She's pushing off of him. This is wild. You're seeing this in person. We need to call the police.
We have to kill Tony.
That's good acting. That's good improvising right there. Keep going. Keep going.
Cynthia, you must sing.
And now she starts with this fucking stupid Shakira bullshit. Finish this. I can't. We have to kill this chick. We have to, because if we don't, then she's going to go to the cops. And our precious Arri Matti is going to end up going to jail for sexual harassment. And then he's not going to be able to do stand-up in America anymore. They're going to deport him. They will deport him off of this. And then imagine being on the sex offender registry in Estonia. They probably stone you to death out there. You know what I mean? You go into one of those third world Russian countries like that. They probably throw you into like a cage with a polar bear. Say good luck. Throw some red meat in there. Have fun.
Whoa. It's Shakira's
That didn't help.
grandmother.
Hips don't lie, but men do. I called you man. Most people call you gay. I was respectful.
Okay, all right. Very good. I can't understand any.
Scene's been over for 45 seconds now. Arri still has his arms wrapped around her. Let's give it up, dude, for Arri, because that's some next level creep shit right there, bro. I love that. We're going to finish out the Kill Tony segment with a visit from a special guest. All right? This is going to be a very special visit. Before I tell you about the visitor, I got to give you some context because we don't have time to jump into all the time codes. So there was this very fat comedian guy, a bucket pool that went up there. Fat fucking greasy looking ass motherfucker, right? He gets up there and he bombs. This typical bomb, it's just sometimes the bucket pools bomb. But during his interview, the guys loved him. They thought he was the funniest fucking guy. Only problem was he had a lot of traumatic stories. Telling stories about how he suffers from all these different brain injuries because his mom used to beat the shit out of him when he was a kid. And not only that, she would fucking whore her son out to her ex-boyfriend. She was giving this kid away when he was a child, this kid's mom, to be groomed and fucked by her ex-boyfriend. From the time he was 5 until he was 15 fucking years old. This fat fuck's life has been in shambles forever. And then he gets on stage and bombs. But the guys just love him. They love his personality. They love him so much that they start actually extending their hands and hearts out to him. To the point to where Joe throws a nice little piece on this guy. And then Tony gives him a very special, warm, welcoming gift right after. Watch this.
Joe DeRosa.
And I mean this, dude. I mean this, dude. You're a funny fucking dude, man. You bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. You have light in your fucking heart. You got light in your soul. I know you're battling some past demons. I know it's rough, but I'm going to tell you what Jim Jeffries said to me when I was at your spot in the game and I was struggling with mental shit. He was like, brother, reach out to me any fucking time and I'll talk to you about that shit. I'm saying that to you right now. You fucking reach out to me any fucking time you need, dude. Because I'm telling you, dude, you can't fight the fight on your own.
Thank you so much.
Lean on somebody, man. I mean it, dude. I mean it. Don't let that dark shit suppress your light, man. You got a gift.
Joe DeRosa's like, bro, you hit me up, man. You ever feeling down? I'll make you a couple sandwiches. I'll fucking hook you up with the fucking granddaddy sandwich. It'll brighten your day, dude. You come on down to my sandwich shop. I'll give you 2-for-1 deals. Only on Wednesdays, though.
And one more exciting thing, JP. Normally we give away spots. We've given away jobs on this show before. This is the first time ever that this has happened. JP, your mom and you mending that relationship, it's unbelievable to me to find out that you had a mom who, at least back then, was so out of it and didn't get you that tonight, for the first time ever, right now, I'm giving you a new mom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Joy Hinchcliffe, everybody. Kill Tony legend.
Whoa!
Give him a hug.
Whoa!
JP Hinsdale. Stupid bottle.
Whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! This is Tony's big gift to this fat fuck. This guy just got done telling us the most depressing shit about his life. Joe DeRosa offers him a lifeline, goes, hey, man, I'm famous. I've been on Joe Rogan. I haven't been on Joe Rogan, but I'm friends with Joe Rogan. And I make sandwiches here in Austin, bro. I got shit going on. And even with all that shit going on, bro, you reach out to me, bro. I'll talk to you. I'll make you sandwiches, bro. That's a very nice gesture to say something like that. As a famous person, you do that to a non-famous person, that's a nice gesture. Because that makes them feel seen. That makes him feel very seen, coming from a guy like Joe DeRosa. And Joe DeRosa is a fucking nobody. But to that guy, he's a somebody, you know? And that probably means a lot to him. So Tony goes, well, Joe can't be the only one to give this guy gifts. I got to give him a gift too. What does Tony give him? A hug from his fucking old, ugly, decrepit mom. That's what.
Hey, yo, what the
That's
fuck?
what he gives him. A hug from his old ass, decrepit mom. Tony goes, Joy Hinchcliffe, get out here. Come and join us on the stage.
Give him a hug. JP Hinsdale, stupid bottle of water. Go give him a hug. Go give him a hug. JP Hinsdale. The bottle of water. She needs to stay hydrated while making an appearance on stage. You are now.
And the fat guy was wet, bro. He was wet. Tony's mom gives him a hug and immediately pushes off. She goes, whoa, dude, what the fuck is this guy wet for? That's a rough look right there. If you're fat and wet, that's a rough look, bro. You got to be one or the other. You got to be wet or you got to be fat. You can't be both. If you're fat and wet, you might as well just kill yourself. Let God start all over again. You know, see if he gets it right the next time. You can't do that. You know, so Tony's mom, she's disgusted with this. Right? She wants nothing to do with this. She has no idea what the fuck she's even doing. You could see it. She goes, as soon as Tony's like, go and hug her. Or go and hug this fat guy. Tony's mom's like, what? What's happening here? She's like, I don't even know what's going on.
JP Hinsdale. The bottle of water. She needs to stay hydrated while making an appearance on stage. You are now, I hereby bestow you, JP Hinchcliffe. Welcome to the family, JP.
Look at that.
Brother. My mom will literally talk to you anytime you need a mom to talk to. She's 78 and bored out of her mind, and I'm way too successful and fun to talk to her.
Look at that. Tony making his mom feel like a total piece of shit. Look at her face. She's like, yeah, my son never talks to me. He never he put me in this home. He said it was nice, but the nurses are hitting me at night. And this is one of the rare occasions that I get out of the home to actually visit my rich son who doesn't talk to me anymore. And now he's treating me like a whore. He's treating me like a whore. He's offering my hugs out to fat men. Imagine if Tony was like, you know how sometimes when they do these Kill Tony things, they get like a fat loser on there, right? And Tony will be like, when's the last time you kissed a girl? And they'll be like, I've never kissed a girl. And Tony will be like, you know what? We're going to get some fat, ugly bitch from the audience to kiss you right now. And then some girl comes up and kisses him. Imagine he did that to this guy, this JP Hinsdale, this fat fuck. He goes, yeah, when's the last time you've been kissed? And then he calls up his mom, Joy Hinchcliffe. He goes, hey, Joy, why don't you go over there and give him a kiss? Hi, Mom? Why don't you go over there and give him a kiss? As a matter of fact, Mom, why don't you fuck him after the show? Yeah. Then you can be my stepdad, JP. Right after that. So now, look, he's making his mom feel like shit. She's 78 and bored, and she'll literally talk to anybody. I'm too famous and successful to talk to her anymore. You say that about your own mom? Like, if you want to be like that towards your mom, you have to do that before you get famous. You have to cut her off when you don't have nothing. You can't do it when you're famous. You can't go, thanks for taking care of me my whole life. Now that I got it good, fuck off. You can't do that. That's fucked up.
Now you can talk to her. She's free literally every hour of the day. There she goes. Joy Hinchcliffe, everybody. 78. My mom visiting from young.
Now, look, dude, look at this. She starts, look at her face, bro. I know I'm pausing it a lot. Trust me, there's a payoff. Look at this. Look at her face. He starts saying, like, he goes, my mom is a fucking old bitch. She's bored. She talks all day long. If you want to talk to her, you can call her. Because I'm so sick of her calling me. I can't take it anymore. She's, like, starting to cry. She's like, oh, my God, look at all this stuff. My son, he has this big show. He's famous. He's friends with Joe Rogan. You know? She's like on the verge of tears, right? He's saying all this shit to embarrass her. She's on the verge of fucking tears. Watch what she does. She pulls this move on Tony. I was like, bro, I'm surprised this bitch is still alive. Tony actually might have killed his mom after this show just because of this one move. Because that's the kind of guy Tony is, man. Check this out.
Town, Ohio. Okay, there you go. Get off the stage now. Here's a little joke book. There you go.
Look, she wrestles the fucking microphone out of Tony's hand. Look at that. We have to see that again. Look, she has producers over here trying to drag her off the stage. She's ripping the microphone out of Tony's hand. Ripping it out of his hand. Watch this.
Now, here's a little joke book.
He gives his mom a little joke book. I forgot about that. He gives her a little joke book. He says, get the fuck off stage, bitch. He's treating his mom like a bucket pool right now. Tony H. Hinchcliffe. Look at this.
There you go.
Can I just say that I'm blessed to have Tony as my son?
Let the record show that's gayer than anything I've ever done before.
All she wants to do is tell the world how blessed you saw the way she had to wrestle that shit out of Tony's hand? Give it up for Tony, bro. Tony's got to be the gayest and worst son in comedy history. You got to love that. You got to love that. Let's end this episode on our good old listener submitted voicemail. You know, as I've mentioned on the show time and time again, that we have the listener submitted voicemails. You can call in. That's 316-396-0025. If you want to have your voicemail heard on the show, it's got to be good. You can't be hitting me with some crazy shit. I've had people call in and like they go past the voicemail time and don't finish the voicemail, or like people will try to leave like multiple voicemails that as I can't play fucking 12 minutes of voicemail, bro, just to get like 1 point from you. You know what I mean? Or like people will come in, they'll start like they bring up like 3 different points. I can't decipher what it is that they're like asking of me. I can't just play that on the show and then I'm like confused and shit like that. But when people do end up, you know, leaving a decent voicemail, if maybe you got something to say or you want some advice on something, I entertain that. I'm not opposed to entertaining that. So we got this voicemail here. Let's see. I guess I am going to have to full screen this to end up looking at all this. There we go. All right. So, hey. There we go. All right. So we are on speaker. And look at that. I can see right here. This is a beautiful voicemail. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds. That's a fucking voicemail. Because it's long enough for you to get your point across thoroughly, right? But it's not too long to where like it makes me not want to fucking listen to it or like play it on the show. This is a good voicemail. So let's see. Who is this from and what do you want?
Hey, Elias. It's Austin, man.
Oh, let's turn that up because I can barely hear that. Okay, let's try that again. Let's listen to it.
Hey, Elias. It's Austin, man. What's up? So, I just quit my job the other day.
Hey, wait. This is Austin, the Austin Vollner 3101. This is the guy who pays all my shit. This guy. This is the only fan that I actually trust out of all of you because this guy pays for a lot of my shit. All this equipment. You see, Austin 3101. What do you got? You just quit your job? What the fuck? Last time this guy's called in, I think he was actually the last voicemail that I got was from Austin. And you were having like women trouble. You said your wife was treating you like a bitch, and then you wanted me to give you advice on how to stop her, how to put an end to her fucking evil reign. And now you're telling me you quit your job? Depending on where this voicemail ends up going, bro, she might have been right to treat you like a bitch. I'm gonna hear the voicemail out though. But so far, you went from you wanted the pants in the relationship back, and now you quit your job. That's an alpha move. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's finish this out because there has to be. Tell me there's more.
Like, well, not my whole job. I didn't quit the union, but I went to a new company because of low hours.
Okay.
And I was at this company for my entire apprenticeship. So, like, this is the most loyal to any company I've ever worked, for. And I was just like, I'm kind of really nervous because I've spent basically my whole actual career here, which is only 4 years, I know, whatever. But fucking, I'm like, it's nothing different, really. It's just like, instead of residential marketing or market, it's fucking the commercial market. So it's just, I gotta put in like more square feet, which is fine. I'm fine. I'm a good tile guy. I got it in the bag. No problem. I'm just nervous. You know what I mean? What do you do when you're starting a new job to not be nervous? Like, it freaks me out. So yeah, that's my question. God bless. Love the show. Fucking great shit. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
I want to thank you for calling in, Austin. First and foremost, obviously, anybody that calls in and actually listens to this show, I always am very, very thankful of that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it can be a scary thing to even like start a podcast, right? Kind of relating to your voicemail a little bit. When I started this thing, I was like, is anybody even going to give a fuck about the stuff that I'm talking about? And then the first couple episodes were rough, dude. I'm talking like rough, dude. Like I could barely listen back to them, right? So I get it. I think anyone starting anything new, whether it's like a job or a new endeavor, is going to make them feel like a little bit nervous. It's because you're stepping into like the unknown. And that's something all throughout the history of man has been a little bit scary to us, right? They get a little nervous. They get a little anxious about what they don't know. And just like you said, it's not that you don't know the job. You just don't know this new company that you're going to work for. And I can actually relate to this on like a lot of different levels, dude, because I recently just started a new job, like a couple of months, maybe like 4 months ago, something like that. But not only did I start a new job with a new company, I started a new job in a completely different industry. So it was a very, very big change. I'll give you some context to that. So when I first started this show, I was just a forklift driver. I was like just a regular ass forklift driver. I worked for a shipping company called R&L. And I will end up talking later about that company because they are a very, very shitty and evil company. Wait until we end up getting to the R&L segment that I have going on later. I'll shed some light on that company for you guys. But I was a forklift driver for a company called R&L. And I had done that, like I was going to school to get like a certification in IT. And I was doing that job like while I was in school for that. And then I finished, got my certification. I continued doing that job while I was looking for work for my IT certification. Now, I did not get a job in the IT field, which would have also made me nervous because, again, it would have been switching into a different industry. I ended up finding a job as a marketing designer for a company. And I ended up getting that job through all of this freelance experience that I'd had doing videography and photography jobs for other people, doing editing jobs for other people and stuff like that, all while being a forklift driver for R&L. And so jumping into like marketing and graphic design and having to manage social media accounts and manage the content that goes on social media accounts and managing web content and WordPress. This is all stuff that I now do. So I went from literally driving a forklift to now I sit at a desk all day. I have to like manage like film productions. I have to manage photo shoots. I have to manage website content, social media content, scheduling. I have to manage all of the social media accounts, all this for a specific company now. So this was a very, very, very big change for me. I had done all of those things in individual cases doing freelance work, but none of them were all wrapped into one job that I had to actually do for a consistent paycheck for a company. So needless to say, I was pretty fucking nervous. And I'll tell you, the way I ended up dealing with it was I treated them like they knew less than me. And I didn't do it in a condescending way. It's like a very vague way to put that. So I'll try to contextualize it for you. It has to do with confidence, right? Like, in essence. And I'll get to I made them seem like they knew less than me. I'll get to that in a second, because it really boils down to confidence. Your confidence is basically, it's like the message that you want to put out to the world without saying anything. It's your body language. It's how you carry yourself. What are you trying to tell people about you without opening your fucking mouth? Like, and I'm not talking about your clothes. What do you want to tell people about, like, who you are? How do you handle yourself? Are you able to handle pressure-filled situations in a calm way? You know, are you good under pressure like that? Is what I was trying to say. I'm a little stoned for this advice segment. Sorry. So your confidence, how you like come into situations and how you act in those new situations, that's kind of basically all that is when you boil it down. It's just like, what do you want everybody else to think when you're trying to handle these things? Do you want them to think that you're timid and that you don't know what the hell you're doing? Because you could go in there acting nervous and showing that, and people will get that idea off of you. Or you can do what I did, and you can walk in there and you can treat them like they know less than you. But don't do it in a condescending way. You don't want to be like this asshole who comes in and acts like a know-it-all. What I did in my case was, like, whenever they asked me a specific question about something, I answered it as if I had done it 1,000 fucking times. They go, hey man, we're gonna have like this like catalog print that we have that's due up in like this deadline. Like, have you ever used InDesign before? I've used it every day for all 36 years of my life. I invented InDesign. Okay, like, hey, can you make this logo? We got it for this print vendor. They only have this specific template. Are you able to work off of that template? I've worked off of that template 1,000 times. They give me the template. I'm figuring it out right on the spot. I'm doing all the work right there. You know what I mean? It's almost like when people say fake it till you make it. Like, there's some truth to that. Now, you can't fake being like a hedge fund manager and then you get the job and you end up tanking someone's portfolio. Yeah, you're going to get fucked. But like, if you have like in your case, you already know the job. You didn't quit the union. You're just working for a different company, right? So you go in with that level of confidence, knowing that you already know what the fuck you're doing, right? You don't need these guys to necessarily tell you how to lay tile fundamentally. You just need to get them to teach you how they lay tile, maybe. You know, I'm not in that same business, so I might be sounding like a fucking cuck right now saying all this shit. But trust me, I'm a man. I can do manly shit too. I don't know tile. So like, you go in with the confidence knowing that you know the core of the job and you know how to do it, and you're confident enough in your skills, right? I mean, you even sounded confident in that voicemail. You said, hey, I got my apprenticeship down. Like, I'm laying tile with the best of them. That's what I heard, you know, quote unquote. You could quote me on that, Austin. I heard it. So it sounds like you already know what the deal is as far as the fundamentals of the job. Stepping into a new company, that's like your opportunity to kind of like not necessarily reinvent yourself. You don't want to like, you know, act like someone you're not. But like when you have like, I look at it like this, and this might sound crazy, dude. I look at like every new person I meet as like I could like reinvent my confidence level. I could go in with like maybe an inflated level of confidence that I normally wouldn't have around people that actually know who I am. I do this all the time. I swear to God. I will go in with an inflated level of confidence because they have no idea who I am. Who are they to know that I'm actually like a fucking insecure asshole? Who are they? You know? Why give some stranger the satisfaction of knowing who you actually are, Austin? Go in there and act like the the most big dick swinging tile fucking layer without being condescending and a know-it-all asshole. Go in there with that level of confidence and just start laying the shit down. When humans, us people, we're animals too, bro. And we can smell the fear. We can smell the nervousness on you. And people will fucking attack that. I'm joking around here, but like there is a level of truth to that. Like you don't want to go in showing your nerves. You know what I mean? Like that is something, because it's not that people will attack you, but like they might actually lose confidence in you. They might think that you're not up to the job if you kind of go in there showing that. And like I said, on paper, or like at least from what you're explaining to me, it sounds like you have absolutely no reason to feel that way. But I understand that feelings are feelings and you can't help it. That's how I would look at it. I would go in there and just have this like subconscious thought in your mind that you're like, I'm better than these guys. You're not better, but like you're like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. That's all you really have to do. Just go in there knowing that you know what you're doing, that you're not going to get caught off guard by the questions that they ask. You know, they go, hey man, you know how to fucking cut tile at 3/4 of an inch at an angle and over here 45 degrees and blah, blah. You say yes. And then if you have to Google it, fucking Google it. But you say yes. You never crack that. You'd never crack that. Because here's what comes to that ultimately. You show that confidence, whether it's faked or not, right? You're going to eventually catch on. And like I said, again, I keep saying it. You know the job, so you don't have to catch on to that. But their ways, how they do things, everything. Dude, you'll catch on. Pretty soon you're going to be clocking in. You're not even going to think twice about it. You know? And that's kind of, I mean, that's the way I handled it. Again, going back to like, I can only give you advice based off of my life experience, right? Like, so when I went into this new job in this new industry, I just treated the whole thing like I knew every single fucking thing there was to know about it. They go, hey man, we got a design that's going on screen. What's the color profile? RBG, bitch. I knew it. Okay, we got a design that's going on print. What's the color profile? CMYK, bitch. You know, and then as I'm doing the job, I'm like learning more. I'm getting more acclimated to it. Next thing you know, man, I might be running a whole fucking marketing department. And you could be doing the same. You could go in there, lay a couple tiles, and next thing you know, you're fucking the owner's daughter. You know, and you're like, you're running the shit. You know, who knows? You could be anything, Austin. I'm going to tell you this right now. You could be anything, but you cannot be nervous. Not in this situation. Do not give these new guys the satisfaction of seeing you be nervous. Go in there, Andrew Tate. Chest puffed out. You know, dick swinging. By the way, also, did you get the pants back? Did you get the pants back? Because if you didn't, I maybe that's why you're nervous. You know? Do that. Get your girlfriend to top you off before your first day of work. Walk in there all like limber and shit. Like, you know what I mean? You go in there, you're like, yeah, I just got sucked off. You know? And then like, I mean, you walk in fresh off a blowy to work, nothing's stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. You walk in there fresh off a blowy. Like if you know you just got slurped up like ramen noodles, and you walk into work and you just have that in the back of your mind, they could be hitting you with the biggest project you've ever had. And you're going to be in there relaxed, bro. You're going to be they're going to be like, dude, you're laying like fucking 2 tons of tile today. You're going to be like, fucking chill, man. It's like, you know what I mean? You just got your dick sucked. So that might be actually the answer to all this. Go in there and just wake your girlfriend up at 4:30 in the morning. Tell her to feed the kid. And after she's done walking the dog, tell her to blow you. Make sure you're nice and good before you have work that day. The first day of work at this new job. And dude, you're going to be walking in there. I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, no one's going to fuck with you. You're going to be fine. I truly think that you're going to be fine. If you take 2 of those and then call me in the morning, you'll be okay. So I think that'll end up doing it. for this episode of Lost Ox Media. Let's get a little bit of that music playing, right? And then we're going to just be, saying our good old goodbyes to you guys. Going back to that call-in segment, make sure you call in and leave some voicemails for the show if you want to get some shitty advice like Austin just got. That's going to be area code 316-396-0025 to call in and leave your voicemails. As always, I had a lot of fun with you guys on this very, very casual Wednesday, talking about some of the finest jamokes across the internet's comedy and podcast circuit. Very, very interesting call in. I gotta say, I'm like thinking back about the advice that I gave, and I'm like, dude, one of these days somebody's gonna like call in like that, and they're gonna like actually jump off a bridge. I'm sitting here like going like, get your girlfriend to suck your dick before you go into work. It's like somebody's gonna be like, dude, this guy fucking sucked. No. But in all seriousness, thank you guys for joining me on another great episode of Lost Ox Media. Be sure to catch audio every Wednesday, 5 a.m., video every Wednesday, 7 p.m. That's going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where you listen to all your favorite podcasts, YouTube, and more. Until next time, goodbye and good luck. I'll see you later.
I know I've made mistakes. Can you give me one more chance? Look me in the eyes, we both here until the end. I want you on my side, I won't let you out my sight. We both know I won't go, I won't stop until you make me go. You're playing with my every move. Just kick me off the floor. Pick me up, I beg you.